She brought it. You know it was in there.
All right, guys.
Do you think he knew about it?
It's his cock that the sperm came out of, yeah.
But did he know what she was going to do with it? What I'm saying, if he didn't know...
Well, what I'm reading it right now, it says Louisiana cop Dennis Perkins and his wife Cynthia Perkins put his semen into cakes that she fed to school children.
He put it in there.
They both put it in there, is what the way this reads.
That still doesn't sound fair. 100 for him, 41 for her.
They got extra protein for fucking...
Get the
for
fucking
lunch.
protein.
They got extra protein for lunch, and I'm the bad guy.
Your Honor. The comedian clearly stated.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, what's up, man? It's good to be back in the studio and on our Quaint Zone shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been killing it. We did good last month in December. We brought some energy. We closed the end of the year off really well. King Tony's podcast was rad. Good time. Our end of the year podcast was a good time. And yeah, I'm excited to be back doing the Quaint Zone again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those guys were maniacs. Tony and Gino and Jake, they came by the bar New Year's Eve, and then Cody took him to some like industry, only bartenders and their friends invited kind of some party that went to like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., like through the night.
Yeah.
And apparently they were with them. They were with Cody. They hung till the end, he said.
Damn.
Especially Gino and Jake. So they were maniacs.
What y'all do on New Year's? You worked, right?
I did. I worked at the bar. It was a fun night though. They changed the music up a little bit. It was more house, not like kind of ghetto hip hop, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, the crowd was a little different. It was a fairly easy night. We were busy as fuck. The bar made a bunch of money, I think. I don't think I made any extra money, but I had a good time.
I was trying to think of those now 37 CDs or now 85s or whatever. Or
Yeah.
there's a hip hop one.
This
too,
is
right?
what
This is what you call hip hop version. Volume 8 is what you listen to at the bar normally.
Oh, it's worse than that. It's like SoundCloud stuff and just people you don't know. Every now and then. Yeah. Bunch of
then I farted.
Young Dolph and people like that. I think he's dead too. So
This is what I call a salt mix version 8. Volume 8.
I love it.
I went to House of Blues for an event that the church was putting on, which is a golf club in Dallas. Gotta say, it was pretty fucking lame.
you had me for a second. You said the church put on.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
It's called the Church in Dallas. Now, they have a good, it's usually pretty fun, but it was, when it was at the Lizard Lounge is when it was fun, because it had the aesthetic, it had like the dark kind of hallways. It just felt corporate-y this time, and I was just like, and it was just like, and it was a little bit brighter out, so you actually got to see how many neckbeards and dorks there were. Instead of just kind of like, they couldn't hide in the corner anymore. They were out in the open, and they were aplenty.
Is that the like a haven for big titty goth chicks?
If you want to call that, big titty goth dudes. It's fun though. It really is a good time. They do it every Sunday at this other place called It'll Do. Now is where the spot is, and it's actually a good time.
It'll Do Club.
Yeah,
It's like
it's over by Charlie Starlight.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
That whole little square there.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like, it's always a good time out there, and they throw the fetish ball every year. It's just weird goth shit. It's like, it can be a good time, but like whenever it's like at the House of Blues, I'm like, there's nowhere to sit. There's fucking, it's big as fuck. It doesn't feel right. Like, it's like, I hate going there for fucking concerts, let alone a goddamn event.
Have you ever been to the fetish ball?
Yeah, I've been a few times. 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Is it like a porn convention?
Nah, it's not as wild. I mean, it can get wild. I mean, there's people dressed up weird as fuck, for sure. But then again, it's mixed in with a lot of neckbeards and dorks, so you got to just kind of filter them out.
Kyle, bring the mic a little closer to you.
Not a lot of strong male role models from that crowd.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah. Strong role models. I don't know if you got any.
Oh, man, that's...
What'd you do? You and Britta hung out at the house, right?
Dude, had a fucking decent night, man. Like, I guess my age is showing because there was nothing about going out anywhere that was appealing to me. You know what I mean? And I knew I wanted to drink. I didn't want to get a hotel anywhere. I didn't want to deal with Ubers and the upcharge that shit costs. And, yeah, we just got a couple, I'm on that Guinness shit right now. So I got a couple, 4 packs of those. got some firewood. It was like perfect fire weather. You know, it was like 70 degrees during the day, like 60, 50 at night. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We just chilled. We started the fire like 7:30 and everything was going. We're like, fuck, what are we going to do for the next 4.5 hours till New Year's? Had a good time, man. We talked all night and we didn't get in a fight, and that was great. You know, usually when you're getting in deep conversations, you know, one of us says something that triggers the other one. You know what I mean?
I know the feeling. We had I got that the other day. Like, hey, you realize it's been like 4 or 5 days? I go, hey, that's like talking to your pitcher in the middle of a no hitter. Don't fucking do it. Like, yeah, I know. Like, I've noticed. Trust me.
Oh man, but yeah, ended up doing that, and then yeah, we just we drank a little bit of champagne right at New Year's. Did our kiss thing, did it for the gram. You know all that mess, and then I knew I was planning on doing that Iowa trip, so the next day, New Year's Day, we all went and rode. We all linked up and had a fucking fun time, man. Like, no obligations. We're just, like, kind of all winging it and kind of linking up whenever we did. I think we went to brunch, and then we went to Strokers, and then we went to Cold Beer Company, and it just worked out well, of a good day. I hated the fact that I had to chill out on drinking because I was going to be up at 4 a.m. that night, so I had to, like, kind of cut it off at, like, 3.
I took it pretty easy myself, though.
Yeah.
And just kind of slow rolled it all day. I didn't go too heavy. I probably went a little heavier towards the end of the night, really, at the lowrider cruise. Yeah. It turned up after you left, dude.
It did? Yeah, I knew it would.
It popped off pretty good.
It was, the whole area, it picked up a lot. That was a fun day. I've had a handful of people come up since then and talk about what a fun Sunday it was. And obviously there's a little bit of that had to be New Year's Day. And
well, the weather was good.
Yeah, it was just a good vibe anyways. It would have been an awesome Sunday anyways, but just kind of the way, I guess in reflection, if anything I felt bad about, we've talked about it before. Where's that line when you're out hanging out with friends? Where's that line of, oh, fuck, I would love to open this up and invite more people. Like, I would like other people to have a part of this and just know what's going on, versus you're kind of in the moment and you're enjoying what it is. You don't want to hoard out. That's probably not the best term, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So there was people that found out about it afterwards that said, dude, that looks so fun. I wish I would have known. Like, I wish you would have hit me up or put something out on Instagram.
I think we did put something out on the T-Bar page, the text, or what the fuck we call that thing again?
The chat, just the group chat.
Well, I know. On the Instagram, we put that we were doing the brunch thing.
Yeah, the whole day was posted on there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like you never know where the day's going to lead, right?
Yeah,
but if you get a good group of dudes that show up to the call out or the roll call, whatever the fuck you want to say, then like when you got like 8 or 9 guys and their old ladies are there and everybody's like ready to fucking have a good time, it's like, hey, where's next? What's next? What, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus, hey, let me know if y'all do something that might be interesting to me. You know
yeah. At some point, you can't cater too much to that.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of take a chance, and this is where we'll be, and hit somebody up if you're on your way. But just a great, everybody got along. There's people that met for the first time, and the party went from, I got a later start, so I met you guys at Cold Beer Company, and then the lowrider thing just ended up being perfect. It's something we don't get to go do enough. We talk about it all the time, and it just synced up, and it was fun as fuck.
So what Jaden's talking about is basically in Oak Cliff, Texas, they have this street called Jefferson, and it's kind of a historically predominantly Hispanic neighborhood, and it's also where the Texas Theater is, where Oswald got caught.
Yeah.
But what's dope about it is that every Sunday, all the lowriders and kind of like the custom cars kind of come out and cruise the street back and forth, and the cops are chill. Did y'all ever have any cops come out and fuck with y'all at all?
I don't even know if I mean, you might have seen one just kind of cruise by, but no, they don't fuck with anybody.
I mean,
it's fairly,
we got there. You pulled out a fucking case of Budweiser, filled it up with ice, and just sitting on completely illegal, but just chilling out there, having a beer, watching everybody's going by. Nothing, no riffraff. Every once in a while, someone might like kind of hit the gas on something, but it just seems like a perfect chill vibe. Like the whole concept of cruising is such a lost art almost in some generations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
There was times where cruising, like living in Rockwall, Town East had at one point, I remember when Town East instituted a no cruising law. Over by the movies, you couldn't pass a certain checkpoint more than 3 times in an hour and a half or something like that. But I think it's almost like street racing. Like you hear the bad stuff of it.
Yeah,
The lowrider cruise, it feels very. Number one, it's a community family event.
There's kids out there. Yeah,
kids, grandparents, people just hanging out. But it feels very self-policed, and by that I just mean I've been there a couple times where you see some douchebag on a what are the 3-wheel things, like a Can-Am or something, getting on a little bit, and people will literally come out and, no, dude, don't do that. And it's everything from, like you said, Impalas, your typical what you'd think of on a lowrider, to mini trucks, to old, I don't even know what the fuck they are, but like 30s and 40s.
Well, they just call them bombs, I believe.
Yeah, but it's just everything. And it's, like I said, you can't have later the La Raza guys showed up, like the
bikes.
Yeah, they showed up and they posted up, not far from us, but there's no really beef with anybody. Not that I know of. You can walk, I've done it before where you just walk up and down. Everybody posts their cars up and they'll put it in the stance, and those dudes are all cool. It's just like anything else, respect. You walk up and be respectful to somebody. They're cool. They'll tell you about it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
it was dope.
Can't recommend it enough. And it was the perfect fucking way to kick off the new year, like spending it with friends. It was a Sunday fun day, but not like a sloppy drunk, kind of just great.
Just keep the buzz all day. Yeah. But it's like what I love about it is it's just like it's spontaneity, right? We had no idea we were going to end there at the night. It just kind of like, as the day went on, we kind of got funneled to it. Like, we were like, well, shit.
Well, it's about that time where it's starting to kick off. We may as well go fucking take advantage of it. We posted up in like the dirtiest part of the street, and fucking everything kind of filled in around it.
Yeah, I love, at one point we were walking down to Cold Beer, and we were kind of starting to talk about it, and there was I wonder if it's going to go on with it being New Year's Day. And we saw a guy literally at that time roll by in a paint, like a Cutlass or something.
Yeah.
Leaned in, hey, man, you going to Jefferson? And big smile on his face. He goes, yeah, I'll be over there in a little bit. So we said, fuck it, let's roll.
Yeah. It confirmed it.
Yeah, cruise through downtown and just seeing the sights. And
yeah, it worked out pretty good. That was a good time. There was a sick-ass fucking Astro van there. This dude had an old, like, 80s or 90s Astro van with, like, 100 spokes on it. Yeah. For, like, the bigger ones. And had, like, the matching one on the back door.
An Astro van?
Yeah, all murked out, dude. I was like, damn. It looked clean as fuck. I love that little, like different vehicle shit that they do like that.
There are some very, very nice cars.
Oh, yeah.
You got some donks and shit out there a little
bit. They were doing a little swervy thing. That was kind of fun to watch a little bit, but like, as long as they're not fucking everyone else's shit up,
Yeah.
I feel like they did that for a little bit and then kind of dipped out. But I didn't see them anymore after a while.
Sorry, guys. My son's blowing me up.
It's all good. So, not to go straight like, motorcycle topic. What'd y'all think about so this was the week they dropped all, like, the color schemes for the new one.
Gay.
Yeah,
I saw an orange street glide at Dallas Harley yesterday. Shit's fucking ugly.
I try not to jump on it when everybody hates something. Like, okay, we'll give it a break. Maybe, see it in person. But I didn't really like it. I love the white ST.
That one's cool.
I think it looks great. I know some people shit on it. I think it looks just classic and good.
If you don't like it, go buy a black one or a fucking gray one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who cares? I don't know. Paint schemes are, I don't know. It's fun to dog on them, but like, it's whatever. I mean, what else can you do?
I think I'm more interested to see if they're going to have any like new products coming out for the bikes. Like any kind of new accessories that might come out. Those are always a little bit more interesting to me. Maybe I think that they're gearing up for some more of the mid-year release stuff. Like that's going to be the more one-off bikes that, aren't just color changes and shit like that. But I mean,
well, since we got Fast Life Snowden over here on the mic, today's the 8th, so we're 10 days away from this unveil that they're about to do. It's getting, sponsored ads. I see it every other day, it feels like. Do you know anything about that?
Well, I know for a fact that they're doing like the blue color ST, but that's kind of been leaked through somewhere else. I didn't get that from my source. But there's a blue ST coming out, and there's another paint job I think on the other STs on the Road Glide and Street Glide. That's looks pretty good. Wow. But I was under the impression that all the STs were going to get 131s, but it looks like that's not true. So there is a new
117s, I think. Right? Or they had them.
Well, no, there is like that other bike. I think the Sportster that's coming out that has like a different vibe to it.
Yeah, it's the.
I think Saxon was talking about that one.
The little Ducati looking thing.
Oh, that one.
The 650 and 950.
Yeah.
No, not even smaller. That. It's like a fucking 400 or something.
Who knows?
Small.
Harley makes no sense sometimes, but
Yeah, exactly.
like I said, I think that they're doing like a blue paint job that's exactly the same as the El Diablo paint job, but it's just blue, right? And I don't know if I can't see it being an Icon series one. I don't know why they would put 2 STs out for Icon. You know what I mean? But they might just be a paint job that they're doing as a special edition or whatever. It's not a complicated paint job.
When did those Diablos drop?
Shit.
It was like fall, right? Like September, October?
It would have been around a little bit before September because I remember seeing them.
It was like right after Sturgis, man, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember seeing the first one at the Milwaukee industry party or whatever it was.
So after such a big gap from the Ultra to the Diablo, do you think they'd do another Icon bike so soon?
I feel like if they were going to do an Icon bike, it would be a different model bike, because they did the old FLH looking bike that was a Street Glide essentially, and then I think that's the only Icon bike that came out. Correct?
Yeah, that one, and now the ST.
Now the ST. I just don't. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, the paint job that this is coming out as is technically the blue one that was on the RDs, the FX RDs.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but like Motorcycle Dork Josh, he has one of the original RDs like that paint job and everything. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This was like some Japanese like thing that got shared on on YouTube, and they were talking about the bikes, and someone like got a hold of the footage and put it over to here, and the Road Glide looks dope. It's another paint job, but it's like, I mean, it seems like, like I get it with the paint job stuff on these bikes. It's like another thing for them to do, but Harley's still charging like $7 fucking grand for these paint jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know how it's like valuable to have like one of 100 or 1,500 of these paint jobs for $7,000 when there's so many badass painters out there that would, for that much money on an ST, you're going to get something pretty wild, Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's still waiting, but then these motherfuckers are waiting 8 months for goddamn STs.
Yeah.
How long did Cody Walker wait?
Oof. A while. He just got his back the other day, too. I saw it at Crowdus Friday night.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He was at the shop, and somebody scratched the fairing or something, so he had to get it repainted. But no,
is that what it was? I didn't know.
He put a bunch of gold, I don't want to misquote it, maybe Flow Motorsport, somebody, gold mirrors and foot controls and stuff. It looks sick. He got that black chrome pipe from Masani.
Yeah.
It looks
It
sick.
probably looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that looking good.
Yeah, no, his is coming along. He's got a few more things he's going to do to it, but it's coming around where it's his and doesn't look like every other one out there
yet. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm stoked about the bikes, but they might, I don't know, you never know. They might have been just kind of holding it closer to the chest this year with like any kind of really new model that they might drop. You know what I mean? So we still just got to watch the drop and see if there's something special that pops out.
Yeah, 10 days out, that's do that standing on your head. But I'm anxious just because I feel like there's been a lot of they're obviously spending the money to push the ad out there, so it's got to be something.
But I feel like since they didn't release any kind of info on the ones I was just talking about, I feel like that's going to be the secret unveil stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, which will be the blue paint job and then whatever those paint jobs were on the other STs. So, I don't know. I still, I think like most of us, we're still waiting to see if they're going to do the, from my understanding now, they're pushing back the monoshock till 2024 or something like that. But I don't fucking know, man. I really want to retire from being the Snowden of this motorcycle shit. It's just, it's hard to get reliable information anymore. And, I feel like it's not doing me any favors with Harley. You know what I mean? Especially since they didn't want to give us a bike for the Born Free build off and shit like that. So
somebody at Harley,
that's not
they'll retire you.
Yeah, that's not a job, Jace. That's a way of life. Yeah.
Oh shit, motherfuckers. So,
got anything fun coming up?
Hey, will you drink your Pantera beer already?
Get cold,
bro. Get your pole. Get your pole.
Pantera beer.
Actually, I'll answer my own question as far as anything fun. We do have the Polaroid that's out. Follow Scott and Tony for all the details on that. But also, we the if you're taking a big trip, if you have goals to travel this year, whether it's you, 2 dudes, 5 dudes, whatever, now's about the time. We were talking before we went on within our travel group. We're setting the time to actually. We've already got a great kind of itinerary set up, a couple drafts, but we're going to meet within the next 2 weeks to sit down and put your shit on the table and actually iron it out. And same thing, if you want to do that, as far as following along a timeline, this is about the time, January, early February.
Yeah, sit down. Get with your friends on the ones get with the people that want to do bike trips this year, whether it's Fast Life Campout, Daytona, Born Free, Sturgis, all those, and just figure out like what you want to do together. Like start getting your routes together. Start, if you got to pull up some money and start putting it in a pot. That way, when it's time to go, you got a couple $100 already saved up for hotels and shit like that. It's the perfect time to do it.
For all the it must be nice guys, this is how you start doing it. Start rat holing $100 here, $200 there, whatever, to where all of a sudden, come August or July, you've got it. Yeah, it must be nice to do it that a little bit early, for a while, and then all of a sudden you've got this money. It's not such a financial, strain on you at the time if you like to procrastinate like I do. So, but yeah, this is as far as just helpful advice. Now is the time to start doing shit because the events are going to start coming fast and furious, and you got stuff, family trips, work time off. You've got, now's the time to stake your claim with what you want to do bike wise, because otherwise you're going to have everything else trying to pull away from your time. And
did y'all like the meme battles between Arkansas and Tennessee?
I haven't really
for
seen none
Polar
of them
Ride
came across my feed. I feel like,
dude, it was pretty ruthless.
I laid pretty low on the phone this last week, so I think I did miss most of them.
I didn't lay low on it. I just never crossed my shit.
It was basically Wheelo, Tony, and then versus all the club style Tennessee guys, and they were the Tennessee guys were clapping back, and they had some good ones like about meth and Arkansas and shit like that.
I saw I think I saw Johnny repost Utah repost something, and I guess he was having a good time following along with it. But no, I don't have time to meme all day. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that in a negative way about those dudes, but it's I enjoy watching it too.
Yeah.
Well, the Polar Ride is kind of shaping up to be a return to greatness, if you will. It's back at where it was, and I think we got like is his name Henry down there from Gulf Coast Baggers, Performance Baggers guys down there. I think his name is Henry. Fuck, I should have notes or something. But anyway,
you talking about Central?
No, it's so.
I'm trying to remember all the fucking names now.
There's too many people now.
Yeah.
Maybe James had a point. So, no, apparently the guys out of Florida, out of the Pensacola area, are going to be riding up to do the Polar Ride as well. So
okay,
that's pretty rad, I think. And then, if Tennessee showed up, it'd be wild. But, I mean, that's like I don't know. I feel like that's a long ride for them. Because if that shit was going to be in Memphis, I was going to be packing out myself. So
I think the first talk was Alabama. We've said that, and it was like, I'm not fucking going to Alabama for the fuck of it in February.
It's like, look, this is
like trying to get people to go to Shreveport for in February for the fuck of it.
I feel like this whole situation though was
I like Shreveport.
It was kind of like a Texas versus Arkansas thing, and Louisiana was the perfect fit. And then I feel like if anybody else wants to get in, like that's where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Speaking of which, I need to tell my about that.
Again, it works. Whatever. I forget it's a couple hours from us, 3 hours or whatever the fuck. Yeah. It's about the same from the Arkansas boys. So as far as Tennessee, I love that they're getting involved and they want to do something like this. But at the same, I don't have a problem if they want to do their own Polar Ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The whole point of it is to get the fuck out and just it's a reason to get together in the winter, kind of shake it off and just see everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm not so hard up on like, we've got to ride in the elements. If for some reason, I'm
driving.
I know it's rain or shine, but if for some reason all of a sudden the weather just fucking ruins it, dude, I'm not riding on ice and all that stuff just to say I did it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm taking my bike apart, so I won't have a motorcycle ride right now. So that's my excuse, but I'm still going to show up. And that's the thing is like, I think that the Polar Ride, it stands for a really good idea. Something to do in the wintertime, keeping that motorcycle shit alive. And, I was talking to the guys in but Joplin, Missouri about this. I'm like, these small events is how you get to know everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what group you're going to be walking back from the hotel with at 2 a.m., you know, shooting the shit and becoming friends with people. So it's like these smaller events are the ones that really pop off and give people the opportunity to make connections across the country. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm with you on that. If Tennessee was like, fuck it, we're going to do our own polar ride and like make it go to Knoxville or something, or Chattanooga, and then some of the other people from like
something that you could you could pull in dudes from Missouri or Kentucky or
not Missouri, but you know, Chattanooga is like southeast, so it's like Georgia,
states right around it. But yeah, the whole thing is you can pull people where kind of match you on the distance and let's go do something.
Yeah, I mean that's the point, man. It's like it's ideas like this, and I got to commend the Arkansas boys for coming up with the polar ride idea, and they found out fucking with us, but for the most part, it's a good idea to do this and get people together. And how fucking fun was both polar rides, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Oklahoma City was a blast too. It was just a lot smaller. You know what I'm saying?
A lot smaller, and just the first one, like I said, it had the mix of COVID and the pandemic. As much as I hate that fucking word, and just everything being shut down. So it was almost like the Campout, or in the same vein as most of the country is. I don't know. People get mad. Being a bitch. Most of the country's scared of its own shadow, kind of, and the fact that you're willing to kind of throw that to side and live your life like normal. And there was just something then that a little bit of lightning in a bottle. I don't know if we'll ever get that back on the first one, but we can recapture what the fucking party and the numbers that showed up and the absolute COVID didn't make everybody party their balls off. That can happen anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the first one was insane. We can't say enough about it. It was just stem to stern. The whole fucking thing was awesome. I don't know anybody that went.
Well, do you think that there's like something to the concept of like momentum, like we're kicking off this year and everybody, a lot of people, this is the time of year we all start fucking with our bikes, right? But start showing up to these smaller events or doing these things, Campouts, Daytona, shit like that. You get this momentum going, and it just makes it to where it's like it just flows into the rest of the year. And the next thing you know, you've done so many things this year. You know what I mean? Like we're coming off of a fucking amazing year last year. All of us. That trip to Pacific Northwest was amazing. But I mean, I'm not saying I want to top what I did the year before every year, but I want to top it in a way of like experiences, like something.
Right.
Maybe not a month on the road, but maybe like 5-10 day trips to all these different events and places in the country just fits the bill for me. You know what I mean? It's just easier. I don't think I could really take the whole month off again like that anytime soon.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's momentum right now it's still only like the first full weekend of 2023. So I don't know. I've asked a lot of people on this past Iowa trip, like, hey, so what's your New Year's resolutions? And everybody was too cool. They are like, oh, I live every day like it's a New Year's resolution.
Okay.
So I just couldn't get any good.
Fat fuck.
It is that time of year. I need to go back and do it again and compile the list for everybody. But I think most dates are out for everything. And
I know Left Lane Syndicate posted a big thing of
a lot of the events
they're attending, and it had a lot
to.
of everyone's events that we go to. So.
Yeah, I like having the one like I did last year where it has everything.
Oh, you went your own?
Just kind of like it helped us out a lot too because you just had it there. And quick reference of what's going on, Laconia, down south, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So knowing that I'm not going to.
We get it. You did it first.
Oh yeah, I'm the first guy to ever compile a list.
Well, that's the way you made it sound.
Real pioneer.
I like my list. It's actually got it's a PowerPoint.
I want to, that Ride Texas magazine. I'm going to reach out to the dude. I want to try to get the Campout.
That'd be sick.
It's a quarterly magazine, and each time they do a list of events coming up, and at the end it says if you've got an event or something. And I also thought it might be worth it to mention bike that there's a weekly bike night in Dallas, and then also just the Campout and anything else that we have coming up, because it's got things like bikes, blues, and barbecues, and it's got events, and a lot of them are stuff that we don't like. Fandango's in there, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't really go to. It's not really ever seen, and it's just another thing. I was like, well, why the fuck? Why couldn't we be in there? Like we're, that's that's how it grows. Not everything's gonna be another dude with the backwards hat and Vans. You know, you got to get the older guy, the younger guy, the cafe racer dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Time to start stealing from these other pools.
Hey, what you guys doing over there? You want to come hang out with us?
Yeah.
Speaking of cafe racers, man, I don't know what the fuck was in the water the other day. I saw like 8 of them. It was maybe Friday, one of the days where the weather was just tits.
Fair weather.
And
Yeah, exactly.
but man, I saw, but all like literally, it wasn't like a sport bike, a Harley. It was Triumph, something else, but all
Dude,
that cafe racer style.
They're all going to fuck your bitch, dude.
Watch
Like,
out.
wait
now.
a second.
Yeah.
Bitch, where you at? All these dapper guys are trying to. All these dapper guys with nice CBs 550s are fucking.
Point. Got anything to come back on that one, Jane?
It's really nothing. It's easy. I'm gonna say for myself that was easy pickings.
Yeah.
That's like saying your mom.
No, she was with me, so I know they weren't going there. And
You
honestly,
never know that.
I got faith in her now that if she's gonna cheat, it'll only be with another Harley guy, maybe an Indian dude, but not Indian dude. You know what I mean?
She would never.
Show boobs, show vagina.
Bob's the vagina.
Stavi had a real funny. I was listening to some
Hey, I mean,
thing of his Lone Star
yeah. That's all we got.
appearances. His appearance on a bunch of other podcasts, and there was one where he was talking about just I don't know. I told you like 2 months ago. I was like, oh, I'm obsessed with Shane right now. It was Mark Norman a couple weeks ago. I'm back on that Stavi train where I'm just watching everything he does.
the best, dude.
Yeah, he's so funny.
You're a super fan.
His I think was his name Donnie or something like that, Baltimore Donnie or something like that. But he basically plays like a dude from Baltimore that's a big Ravens fan. Ronnie, yeah. The fucking Baltimore Ravens suck dick, yo. Like they fucking suck, yo. They fucking, and he just goes into all the like details of like the specific players and whatnot. And he's like, today he's like, yeah, you don't think they fucking the COVID has something to do with it? Yeah, that's why they're fucking falling out. No offense to the guy last week in Cincinnati. He started saying it. Because he got the vaccine, yo.
What do y'all think about that, dude? Do you think
that was kind
That
of
sucks, man. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, that was a strange situation. I mean, I didn't watch it happen, but just saw the coverage of it. I think in our group chat, someone had brought it up because, and we were talking about this earlier. It's like right out the gate, Ken Block passes,
Right.
Yeah.
and then who else?
I mean, it was like, yeah, because I found out about that news as I watched that dude go down.
Yeah,
I was watching the game, and it was.
and that dude, the football player that just got, had that cardiac arrest on the field and shit. Like, fortunately, that dude pulled through and whatnot.
Aaron Hamlin, I think.
Something like that.
DeMar Hamlin.
DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, kind of like the opposite of momentum, like we were talking about with the bike stuff. It's like, man, there's been a lot of crazy shit on the other end of the spectrum, like, Rex and that, and fuck.
Yeah, we've seen a couple stuff local.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I don't think anybody we know, but a couple, fatalities over in Fort Worth and bad stuff. Well, I was thinking the DeMar Hamlin thing, it was, I don't know, man, this will get us flagged, but I couldn't believe nobody's asking if this dude is vaccinated. Like I was talking to Adam about this the other day, but no, fuck that. 2 years ago, you wanted to see my passport before I could go into Tom Thumb. You know what I mean? To buy groceries, you wanted to make sure I was vaccinated. And now all of a sudden, and he's not the only one. There's been all these incidents of all of a sudden heart shit happening with healthy people, and it's one of those things. But I'm the villain for just asking. Okay, well, hey, was he vaccinated? I'm not crucifying the dude. I have an honest question. And it's like you can't even do it. And the few people I'd see in comments that would make a remark, and not people being cunts, genuinely asking it, and people would descend on them. Like, how could you ask that? What does it matter? Why are you trying to divide? Make it political? And it's like, no, motherfucker, you didn't want me to leave. You know what I mean? There was people that wanted me in jail 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I said, well, I just don't know about it. You can take it. Take all the shots you want. I don't want it. Why are you forcing it on me? And just basically the whole point is like the swing back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to like rail on the left, but it is. It's a fucking.
Yeah, it's kind of a wild one.
Yeah, if you don't see the double standard, the hypocrisy in it, it's what the fuck kind of world? Like.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah, that pendulum swings hard. I was watching this new documentary called This Place Rules. It's the dude on Instagram's name is Channel 5, but he's like he wears a brown suit and kind of interviews different people, and it was doing like basically like a documentary leading up to January 6th riots, and how it kind of unfolded. The whole it was running along in that whole era of 2020, 2021, leading up to it. It was a good documentary, but it stayed pretty center, maybe a little bit more left leaning, but it was interesting to say the least. Just watching it all go down.
Isn't this year like the year that we elect again?
Well, this is
it's 2 more years.
Oh wait, 23. So
it'll be 2024.
you elect in 24, and then they start in 25. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, because elections will be in November, and then it'll be inaugurations.
Right, because this year was midterms.
That's right.
This November was midterms, so you got
correct
a lot of governors and stuff like that. But
well, speaking of documentaries, it's one that I think I'm gonna have to pay for. I'm not happy about it, but I'm gonna watch the 2,000 Mules, I think it's called. But it's basically about the election and the voter fraud or whatever. And I saw something again. It's very like one article reading. I'm not a source on anything.
Jaden's on QAnon.
But the same technology that they just used to catch this dude. I don't know if you guys have heard about that Idaho serial killer. Real weird. Like, have you seen it?
I heard about it.
Oh, if you're in a true crime, this is like a wet dream for you right now. Like 4 college kids, guy killed 2 girls on like the 2nd floor, left people on the middle floor untouched. An absolute who the fuck done it? Like wild shit. People are following it every day. So they just use this cell phone technologies like pings, I guess.
Yeah.
To determine, like that's how they caught this dude. Is his phone pinged around their house enough times on the date of the murder. But apparently this 2,000 Mules, that technology, I guess they featured in this documentary where they're trying to expose, this is voter fraud or whatever. They're trying to expose some shit happened over here, that wasn't on the up and up. But it was dismissed as that technology is not reliable enough. We don't, you know what I mean? Can't be trusted. But then yet here we are, just 2 years later, and it's
catching a murder.
It's a thing now. I don't know.
So basically, they're pinging. Your phone pings on different Wi-Fi signals, like when it connects to the.
It may be cell phone towers. And again, I hate that I don't know anything about it, other than that it's this technology that 2 years ago, not good enough, and now we're catching bad guys with it.
Sounds like fucking the shit Snowden warned us about.
Yeah, just dude, more reason just to have your fucking phone, man. Find a hobby, start playing with Lincoln Logs again or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Another documentary was the Val Kilmer one. That was good.
Oh yeah, the one that was on Amazon. I watched that a while back. It was pretty dope. It was kind of sad watching him though. You know what I mean?
But it was still interesting, like seeing his life.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Favorite Val Kilmer movie ever? What was it?
It's gotta be Tombstone.
I like the Doors movie personally, just because I was a big.
Let's get some tacos.
Yeah,
Doors is pretty good. Even though
and that's just favorite because I like them as that's my first favorite band in high school. So
Tombstone was definitely probably hands down his most badass role.
Right,
iconic. But I also liked him in Heat, even though he didn't have as much of a role in that. But I just liked that movie Heat. It was always fucking rad.
Batman, dude.
Yeah.
I actually did like him as Batman.
Man, it's because I was a kid and that was a fucking awesome movie when I was a kid.
We've talked about it before. I like those Batmans.
They're really cartoony kind of
Schumacher or whoever.
I'm all about that Christopher Nolan Batman series. That was
but when they came out, I liked them.
Yeah, we were kids and fucking the Joker pulls out that long barrel and shoots down an airplane.
Speaking of things to watch, documentaries in a new year, might as well just kind of refill your tank. Watch. It's a great time to rewatch Why We Ride. And it's free on something. I just watched it the other day. I got about 3/4 of the way through it before I got distracted with something else. But if you haven't watched it, it's called Why We Ride, and it's awesome. And like I said, I think it should be mandatory for everybody to watch once a year. A lot of history, a lot of stuff about Daytona. Brian Clough is in it. A lot of heavy hitters from the.
I still haven't watched it.
It's good, dude.
I'm being a Jaden on this one.
What? Because somebody said it's good.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Fuck that.
As soon as Jaden watches fucking Yellowstone all the way through, I'll watch fucking Why We Ride. See,
I told you what I'm gonna do with that.
I don't care.
It's all done. I'm gonna start at the very 1841 or whatever the fuck it was. I'm gonna watch I'll watch all the prequels and then roll into the actual Yellowstone.
Doesn't matter. You only have to do that, but
Yeah, it's not that.
you literally just watch it.
It's not like Marvel.
Yeah.
Did you see Black Adam yet?
Yeah, it was all right.
Fuck no. I'm standing firm on Marvel movies are fucking trash. Fuck them.
Yeah, I've kind of given
Don't
up
do
on
that.
superhero
I will
movies.
never watch a Marvel movie.
So,
I'm
you
lying.
remember
I'll watch them, but
You remember we were in Austin and that lady was telling us about that biker movie that was coming
Yeah.
out. So I think we've talked about it on the podcast a little bit, but I went ahead and pulled it up here. And basically, it's called The Bike Riders, and it's about a book. It's set in the 1960s, and it follows the rise of fictional Midwestern motorcycle club. Seen through the lives of its members, the club evolves over the course of the decade from gathering place to local outsiders into a more sinister gang, threatening their original group's unique way of life. So, man, this movie's got like Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Michael Shannon. He was,
I know Michael Shannon.
He's a badass.
What's the name of it again?
That sounds cool.
The Bike Riders, and it's based on a book, a photography book. I think the guy was a photographer chronicling what? How the fuck?
Chronicling.
So, I don't know.
I'm going to look up that book. Don't say book in front of Kyle. He gets mad because he can't read.
I say that Lauren's been on a fucking tear on some Audible and some books, dude. Like,
Yeah.
straight up going hard on that shit. I'm just like,
I'm listening to more podcasts lately than books, but I've not gotten into a book for a minute. I should probably even cancel my Audible for a minute. I've probably got 10 fucking credits in there. What
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was going to be cool, man. It's going to be nice to have another type of, or just a good, solid movie, like a real movie, not some fucking like straight to DVD kind of shit, you know?
Yeah.
About motorcycling, and it's going to be surrounded by probably Harley-Davidsons or some kind of, I think it might do some good to bring another wave of like just this into, you know, the motorcycle community. Oh, Norman Reedus is on it too.
just an influx of new writers.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
Have y'all listened to any of those podcasts, the real ones with John Bernthal or whatever yet?
No, I think we talked about it once. The one he did with Shia LaBeouf, I feel like there was a couple big clips that got made into like inspirational memes or whatever the fuck, reels. So maybe I even saw like a 15-minute excerpt of the one he talked about he did with Shia. Is that how you say his name? Shia?
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
But other than that, I haven't actually listened to any of them.
I mean, I think that the way they do them is directly like all through Patreon, and they just put clips out of it. So if you actually want to listen to it, it's through that. I believe. I could be wrong. But that's how I think. But I listened to him on Rogan. Not as good of a podcast as I was kind of hoping for. Yeah. But then again, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. Like whenever Rogan has like actual actors on there, there's kind of like this behind the scenes kind of thing that I'm really interested in, but it seems like it never really talks that much about it. Like when he had Robert Downey Jr. on, which was a great podcast, it just, hey man, so what's it like being Iron Man? Like that's the kind of shit I want. Oh yeah. Hey, so when you had your problems, like, you know what I mean? Like there's just those areas that I wish they would kind of go into sometimes, but I don't know. The real ones thing seems like he's been having some like some hitters on there recently. Like there's a lot of people on there that podcast wise, I was like, man, I wouldn't mind hearing that person on one, but you know, I just didn't know if y'all looked into it.
No.
At all.
If you could, this random question, well, not random, but if you could have one guest right now, like done, write a name on the piece of paper and they're done. Like, yeah, I'm going to do your podcast. Who would it be?
Like they did my podcast?
Yeah, if you got one person, you got a golden ticket to get for a guest.
Man, that's a tough one, dude. It's like, because the question is, do you lean big time motorcycle world or do you go like, there's a lot of people I'd want to talk to, but I don't know if it would make for a good podcast kind of thing. That's the hard thing about it.
Maybe a guest that you would want that also hasn't been on much anything else.
Yeah,
there's a lot of that kind of going around. Because like today, they had Dave Portnoy was on, or I guess it was like last week. Yeah. Dave Portnoy was finally on Rogan's podcast. That was a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm. I listened to most of that one. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, who would you, if you were in my shoes, or who would you want to interview?
Oof. I guess I hadn't really thought it out either. I would probably go more, not purposely non-motorcycle, But like you said, anybody in the motorcycle world, I feel like eventually you may kind of get them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like there's anybody that's too big that one day might not be on here. So I would probably lean like bigger than that, you know, whether it's, I don't know, of fucking Martin Scorsese. You know what I mean? I'm just
Joe Biden.
Somebody that,
well, I mean, there are like some, I mean, like it would be dope to do it. I mean, I don't know how well I would do, but like, you know, like Bert Kreischer wanting to get a Harley now and shit like that. That'd be like, if there was like a way, the motorcycle just allows me to have a little bit more of a connection to the guest, right?
Yeah.
So if they are a super famous comedian or actor, like Brad Pitt for even, like we could talk about motorcycles and then that could bleed into like, so man, how did this, the motorcycle is kind of like the common ground, right?
Yeah.
We both understand that very well, but then we lean off into other areas. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of the actors that are well-known motorcycle riders and people in that, I'd love to have podcasts with. But, I mean, Bert Kreischer, I don't know if I would really be as interested in that versus maybe a Brad Pitt, you know. Not because I'm a fucking Brad Pitt, like, super fan, but just I know he's into motorcycles. He has a gang of fucking movies he's been in. There's not a lot of information about him. There's not a lot of opinion pieces from Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying? So that might be something that you feel like you're peeling something back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, Keanu Reeves would be a badass one. I'd love to talk to. I'd probably lean more of that as my number one.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a really solid.
But even, you know, with like the relationship with Jordan now, who works at Arch, like that could. There's 1 degree of separation between me and Keanu Reeves now. You know what I'm saying? So it could happen. Maybe.
I know Keanu.
Shane Gillis is coming to town in February. I thought earlier, I was like, what if we got Shane on the podcast? And I was like, why? So we just sit around and make fun of us for an hour? We just got roasted by an actual comedian?
Yeah.
There's no way he'd do it. He'd be like, why?
I
do my own.
I feel like we would probably pull out the real cancel culture.
Oh, it'd have to be pretty
well, the thing is, like, you know,
I listen to his podcast pretty regularly. They go pretty hard.
Gillian Keeves?
Yeah, no. It's Matt and Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I like listening to that one.
I don't know. I mean, there's like I feel like to do a comedian or have a comedian on, you gotta be able to play with that a little bit. You got to kind of have a little bit of a comedic nature, if you will. You know what I mean? Which in a way we do have that. But it's not like we can turn it on and off. It's just sometimes we get in this funny wave where things are just funny as shit. Everything we're doing, it just lends itself to be a funny fucking podcast, right? And then there's other ones like, all right, guys, we're going to be jokesters today. And then we're like fucking dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crickets. Or just down at the jokes land. I was scared about that driving up here. I was like, man, I just so low energy. I just woke up a couple hours ago. I was like, I feel like if I was a comedian, like this is like I'm about to go bomb. Like I know it. I'm just gonna go suck dicks for fucking 2 hours. This is gonna be terrible. But thank God for science. And thank God for motherfuckers that drop shit out of their pockets.
At the bar.
Yeah. It's funny, the guy the door guy brought it over to me and he goes, hey man, where's Cody? I was like, I don't know. He stepped out. He goes, somebody just dropped this by the door and gave it to me. And I showed y'all. I was like, oh, thanks, man. I said, I'll keep this safe and make sure Cody knows when he gets back. And he kind of, the way, I don't even know him that well. He's like, yeah, okay. I was like, oh.
How dare you know who I am without knowing who I am?
Yeah. Like I said, the best thing about finding free drugs at the bar is doing them.
Oh, man. So what do you think, you know, since I couldn't get this question out of all my guests on my Iowa trip, what are you guys looking forward to this year? Like, what's your, like, hope? You know?
You go first?
Nah, go for it, man.
I don't know. Probably, I would say have to spread my year out to try to, I guess, consistency would be the simplest term. Obviously, my June was insane, and I feel like and again, life changes. I'm not trying to beat myself up about it. You know, I had some life changes and some stuff happening, but I just didn't get to do as, like, really anything that I really wanted to. Basically, I felt the second half of the year, or from July on. So just stay consistent with stuff in other aspects of my life where I could just have more of a, and again, I don't expect some of the changes and upheaval that happened last year to happen this year. So
Yeah.
just kind of enjoying the ride and taking it day by day and staying consistent enough to where I can, and that may be saying no to some stuff earlier so I can do stuff later. I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth because I say that, but then I also want to do as much fucking stuff as possible.
Yeah.
You know, the seize the day kind of thing, seize the moment.
Well, I mean, the good thing, I guess, to help out with like some of the more demanding and taxing trips that we do, it's the first 6 months of our year, we're not, the only thing major we have is the Campout. You know what I mean? Like, our big trip's not going to be in June this year. So, I mean, technically, you got July, August, September kind of vibe for our big stuff, you know. It gives us all kind of time to kind of play catch up and get things dialed in, get things fixed up and where they need to be.
Yeah, but you say that, but then it also, once the weather starts getting good and the events start coming, and not every, you know, if your bike's not down, you got the itch to ride. I mean, this guy last year, what was it, April? You were gone every month. You did like 4 things, maybe even 5 weekends, like back to back to back to back.
Felt like it.
Oh, that was September. Remember?
I thought you
Oh,
did
no,
it
that
in
was my
spring,
September.
too.
My bad.
I did
But yeah,
Fandango. I did.
But the point is, as far as
yeah.
saying like, oh, we don't have
Did
a
a
lot of
bunch of
stuff.
shit.
We say that we don't have a lot of stuff that maybe we're responsible for, but there's stuff that as it happens that I know we all three personally feel responsibility on some level to make it to some of these things, and to support it, and if nothing else, to be a face. Whether it's you're the only guy from Dallas or you've never been to this event, there is the stuff where you come, and they add up. You know, not weekend trips aren't 10-day trips, obviously, but they still, whether it's time away from the house, money you're spending, whatever the fuck, it's time. It's
I feel like I guess in our kind of extended circle, all the events and trips and things are kind of like second half of the year heavy right now. I mean, you know what I mean? Like the Run to Terralingua, fucking whatever Rennie decides to do with his situation, Down South Campout, Born Free Texas, obviously Sturgis, our trip, like everything's on in, but like there's this big wide open late March in Texas is some of the best riding weather ever. That like nothing's going on. You know what I mean? I wish that like maybe one of these other guys would move their stuff from there back to the beginning of the year. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Leave it open if nobody's done it. That's almost like saying, "Oh, I wish people would move into my neighborhood." Like I love the idea of an open March where we can do some stuff. And there's, you know, if we want to go do something a friends weekend, or if you want to go do something with a chick or something solo, you need a mental health weekend. I like it when it's not so jammed up that you have to miss something to go do something else.
It just gets overwhelming at the end of the year when, like I said, I went from fucking after Sturgis, get back, and then I had 2 weeks that I could work, and then it was every weekend from September, starting with the Club Style Tennessee, or actually before that with Rennie's Campout, then Club Style Tennessee, then my birthday party, which turned into a fucking deal, then fucking Run to Terralingua, then Born Free, then Down South. It's just like this constant thing back to back to back. And it was just kind of, I mean, I love that shit, that high energy stuff. I love it, but it broke me down in what do you call it? Born Free. So,
yeah,
you know,
I don't know if anybody has big of a year as you. I mean, obviously we're close to it. We see it, but you're right. I mean, you were always, whether it was a fun trip or whatever, that would immediately turn to a business trip or turn to, you know, an obligation for the brand, you know, something that's kind of in the middle. Maybe you want to go, but you have to kind of be there. But you did. I mean, there's times where I was like, fuck, I don't know where he gets all the time. You know, I know not that that's the wrong question, but you know what I mean? Like, talk about being committed to it. This motherfucker is, you didn't give yourself much time to just go, fuck, I'm kind of burnt out and I need a break or whatever. You're always on to the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I wanted to kick this year off and like start it strong. Can I get one of those too?
Yeah.
I want to kick the year off and get it going and kind of set the pace, you know. And
do you feel like you had the best choice of stuff?
What do you mean?
That was one thing I guess I would say envious or happy for you. Like looking at the events you did, I didn't see anything that was like, oh, Jace got stuck on that trip. That sucks. Or like, I know you weren't excited about Down South going into it, but then you came around on that, and then the trip, like going into the Keys part of it, basically sounded awesome enough that it would almost make down, like, even if down south had been terrible, the Keys would have made it to where it was still worth it.
Yeah, like you were just saying, like the Keys ended up becoming just like a mental health fucking thing, like a just place to like I said, Big Trouble's a huge mentor of mine in a lot of ways. In some ways, not. He's a good dude. But no, going and doing that with him was very helpful. But I guess you know, with the podcast and shit, and then all the other things that we have kind of going on around that, you just feel like you need to be at these places. You know what I mean? You need to go there and try to continue to support it. And, you know, if you can, and if you can kind of make it a multifaceted benefit thing to do, like going to support the Club Style Tennessee thing also worked out well because I took a paint job out there for the guy that bought it from New Jersey. So it was the easy meeting point, and I killed two birds with one stone, right? This year, I mean, the goal is just to kind of continue to grow the podcast, continue to bring more people on, and reach further out to get to know people that are kind of outside of my immediate availability to get on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we have a podcast next Saturday where we'll be announcing some things that we're involved in, and that's kind of lent itself as to why I wanted to go to Iowa. Which I didn't get to sit down with the main two chopper builders that I really wanted to meet and talk to because one was out of town and one was just super sick when I came into town. But, you know, like I said, I wanted to do this trip and I wanted to see if I could do this video podcast on the road. And I got them all. I got it all done, but I don't think I'm going to do video podcasts on the road. It's too complicated. Like, I timed myself, and the best that I could set up was like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to set all the cameras up and do the podcast. And then the quickest I could tear it down was about 20 minutes. So you're looking at like almost an hour in setup and tear down, plus the actual conversation, which can go from an hour to 4 hours, depending on where that goes. And, man, it was just kind of tough to do it. But so I don't know if I'm going to do like video on the road. I think I could reserve it for like a really good opportunity podcast, like if Jesse James came around, you know what I mean? That'd be worth it. But also, if I do all these video podcasts on the road, it might kill people's desire to want to try to come here. Yeah. And this is always going to be a better podcast.
Right.
Because everything's the soundproof in here. The videos are in a good spot. Like, it's like literally you can show up here at 5:50 and everything's ready to go for a podcast in 5 minutes. And we're sitting here shooting the shit. Already got a beer in our hands, waiting for it to hit, 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing is, like, for me at least, is like I videoed the entire trip. Like, hey, I'm in fucking Kansas City, blah, blah, blah. I got to get over this fucking fear of doing that stuff because I don't have a lot of faith in Instagram in the next couple of years. And I got to I just got to make some videos on YouTube that are a little bit surrounded by motorcycling and all the stuff that's going on in the life, So I did a whole video. I'm actually going to start trying to work on editing it down. And hopefully within the week, I'm going to try to put out my first YouTube video vlog, if you will. Yeah. It's probably going to suck 100%. But I'm forcing myself to do it and put it out there and just deal with the shame of it, basically. And hopes that I'll correct things, get better at things, and just like the podcast, just try to get better, make it worth people's attention. And I got this other big trip coming up in a month and a half. You know what I mean? Going like driving to Pacific Northwest to do podcasts and do this video shit. So I don't know, man. I like the push and the drive to keep trying to do things, because also going to Iowa and sitting down with people that I haven't met before, and even coming back to Missouri and whatnot, it's like you get to have these brands on, and then these brands have their podcasts, and then other people in their world get to hear the podcast, and it just helps everything grow. So it's like I want to have more people on the podcast this year that I've never had on, And now, don't get me wrong, I'm fucking lucky as hell to have you guys, King Tony and those guys, and big, like the people that come on here once, twice, 3, 4 times a year. Dude, I'm fucking so forever grateful for that, because it just helps us have great content all the time. And most people that like when we all get together and start shooting the shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever combination of us there is. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's the plan. Fuck. I mean, I'm here for 2 weeks. I got to paint this bagger, try to knock out a helmet, and then I go to Covington's to paint baggers for Daytona for 2 weeks, and then I come home, and it's a mad rush to get every helmet that's supposed to be done for Daytona done. And then when that's all done, then I can jump in the Jeep. And when everybody goes to Daytona, I'm going to drive Pacific Northwest and do podcasts and fucking work. You know, I got the energy. I'm fucking just putting it in. I'm, you know, asleep whenever I'm rich.
Yeah.
You know.
You. What about you fucking hillbilly taking your shoes off over here?
The one shoe.
You
Was
scratching
your gout
athlete's
flaring
foot?
up?
Your gout.
Is your gout flaring up?
I got gout, yeah. Just fucking letting these dogs were barking. Let them breathe a little bit, you know?
How was the Safari Club? I saw you went to that the other day.
Oh, the Safari Convention? Yeah, it was fun.
Yes.
I've never been
What
anything
the
like
fuck
that.
is a safari convention?
Exactly what it sounds like.
So Dallas has this thing called the Dallas Safari Club, which
Yeah.
feel free to step in if I'm fucking this up.
I knew very little going into it and just...
To my knowledge, it's like a worldwide known like club. Like for whatever reason, it's in Dallas. Like it's a big fucking thing. If you're in the big game, the exotic game, the safari world, this is their Sturgis. This is their Super Bowl, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
And
like IMS for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And it's Josh was telling me, but he popped in the bar the other night and was telling me about it.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, but it's at it was at the convention center.
Cape Bailey, where they do IMS. Yeah.
It's some of the craziest mounts and stuff. So it's taxidermy.
A lot of booths with like just like basically brochures on their areas. Like it's like Uganda or fucking South Africa or Australia or Argentina. Spain was there.
Come hunt here.
Yeah, basically. And then they had like these dope ass like all the new products and stuff. Like there's some dudes there that just like retrofit fucking old Land Rover Defenders, like those 60s ones, and they're fucking all done to the gills. Tree stands, stuff like that. Guns. Some of the gun manufacturers are there with new guns and whatnot. A lot of shotgun stuff and whatnot. But then again, you just got regular whatever the fuck. And you got like some booths kind of like are at every gun show. It's just a bunch of Chinese made bullshit like tasers and fucking shitty knives and whatnot. But like that was pretty small compared to like the rest of the people there. It was pretty interesting. Like seeing all the big stuff, taxidermy stuff. Like there's a big fucking crocodile eating a fucking antelope. There's like a pride of lions, like 4 lions heads that kind of like surrounding each other, but they're all like real taxidermy lions heads. Wild seeing that kind of stuff. Jesse James was there with his JJFU, his gun company. I rolled by that booth. Was like,
did you crop dust him?
No, I rolled by and but he had just had some people leave, and it was like he was just kind of chilling on his phone in the seat. And then, like, the other guys he has there with him were kind of, like, there. I was like, oh, hey. And I just kind of kept rolling on because I'm not a fucking...
Hey, I wanted to talk to him, but he won't look at me.
Yeah, kind of thing. I was like, fuck, this feels like I'm talking to fucking Jace at the Fast Life booth right here. So, I rolled by. It was... I don't know. I know how that is, even for us going to conventions and shit like that. It's like, man... I'm just trying to get to the fucking weekend. He sees a million motherfuckers a day, and rightfully so. I mean, he's putting himself out there, but
should have went in there and pitched him the idea of things. Like, hey, man, I know you're busy.
Oh yeah, what do you think about this guy?
You got an hour and a half.
Yeah, let me come over. I got some chopper ideas. Like, get the fuck out of here.
We'll buy you Whataburger if you'll come by the shop for a little while.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even think about any of that. I rolled by. My buddy Frank wanted to go. He's one of the guys that I do a lot of my gun stuff with, and it's hard getting his old ass out of the house. So when he's not even that old, he's kind of a homebody. So when he gets out or wants to ride or something like that, I would take advantage of it. So we went out and did that. Went to another gun show in Mesquite where I was wearing the Fast Life shirt. So the guy was like, dude, I love the guy's I love that guy's paintwork. Dude, he's fucking sick. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. But nah, that was funny seeing like that kind of random stuff. People finding you in the weirdest spots. But yeah, it was good. The show.
There's a reason why I did those shirts with like literally a big ass FL flag on the back of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
I think I actually got off topic. What are you looking forward to for the year?
Oh man, I'm just playing it by ear this year because I need to save some time for me and the old lady, and that's going to take away from me doing some events. Not a bunch. A lot of the local stuff's easy to make, but like the Daytona, the Sturgises, and just like the even the Milwaukee thing, unless I can kind of make it up there, I might do like a fly up there and come back thing. But I don't know. We'll see just how things line up when our trip lines up. That's the main goal. The trip is the main goal this year, and then everything else is just kind of like as it comes. Like I'm gonna do Polar Ride, obviously. I'm gonna do Texas Hills if I can make it, and then maybe even Fandango again. It's not that like the little stuff.
Your bike's pretty dialed in. Do you have any plans for that?
I just bought a new intake for it.
That's it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, mine's beat the fuck, dirty as shit.
No, but that's all your plans. Is just
I just maintenance.
I mean, you did the full like makeover last year, right?
Yeah, pretty much
all the chrome and everything. Yeah, trust me, man. Like your bike was one of the ones like riding to Pacific Northwest this past year. I was like, fucker's badass, dude. I like some other than like Cody, who always gets whored out with pictures when we go on our trips. Like I like taking pictures of your bike on that trip. So
yeah, it was. I like it, man. I got it pretty well dialed in where I want it. It's just little shit.
You get that tour pack done blue now.
I know. Well, I need to talk to Marcus about that one. But I do need to get it done. Now that I know it holds up too, especially. Probably need to have Matt do some body work on it, but then get it shot. Yeah, that's for sure. But other than that, yeah, just trying to make that bitch last forever. Yeah, it's all I can do at this point. Yeah, nothing critical. What about you?
No, for the bike, no
Yeah.
plans. You know me. It's
It's not even your bike.
just roll it. Maybe little things here and there.
Yeah.
If I could.
Trying to get you to do
anything.
anything that looks good on a motorcycle is fucking tough anyways. So
I don't have them long
oh,
enough.
crackhead motherfucker over here just building your thing like fucking Johnny Cash over here.
I don't have them long enough to put all that money into.
Easy.
When I keep one long enough, I'll maybe do something. Well, I think, like you said, maintenance and just having it ready to go
Right.
whenever the time comes. Maybe little things, maybe change a fairing, stupid shit like that.
I'm excited to see like what Jacob and Larry do with their bikes.
Right.
Jacob had picked up that Road Glide. Yep. I think right before we went on on our big trip.
Pretty much.
Larry jumped on a Softail now. He's on a Lowrider S, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then I think Chance is like in between bikes right now, so it'd be nice. He was supposed to drop some shit off today.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what all the guys do. I mean, it's almost like equally as exciting to see how we look going on a trip somewhere, with what everybody's done. And I'm completely redoing my bagger. You know what I mean? So paint job's going to Pacific Northwest. I got a sick ass swing arm downstairs that I can't wait to. I'm gonna try. Like I said, I got a lot of things to do videos on, like series and shit. So that's why I'm trying to like get this one done that I was talking about a while ago, so that I can start capturing these things on these other bikes and like put them out there. You know what I mean? So bagger's getting torn apart. Literally, that's why it's on the lift. So I'm gonna use it to mock up the paint job for this bike I'm doing. Start cleaning up the current paint job. That way I can get it up there and try to come up with a new paint job for this motherfucker, which is, I got a design. I just don't have colors yet. I don't know what colors I'm going with. And I'm kind of married to gold with the wheels, but I don't know. I might be able to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm so fucking lost right now.
Right.
I have no idea what to do.
going on right now.
It's a really good looking bike right now. It just fucking fits the bill for me. But,
right.
It's like I need to, if I do another trip on that bike, the pictures and videos of it just doesn't get the attention if I keep doing it on the same one. You know what I mean?
I'd say just go tribal.
Full tribal?
Just full tribal flames.
Yeah, skulls and roses.
Just go hard on fucking 2000. Yeah. Make it look like the fucking Rock's arm. Or Goldberg's arm or whatever.
Goldberg's arm?
Yeah.
Just fucking wildness.
Just airbrush NBA stars on it. Like Gary Payton, Jordan, Larry Bird. Just do like your fairing and saddlebags. Just have all NBA greats.
Full Dallas mode, just Dallas Cowboys all over that bitch.
Muggsy Bogues on the rear fender.
Yeah, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I do want to find a color scheme that's kind of a little bit different than your typical one, if that makes sense. But I really like grays and monochromatic stuff with like pops of color. So I'm even having to kind of go against the grain on what I like. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I need to have that done before the camp out, on top of painting my first Indian Challenger. So
Oh shit!
Hippocrates coming in.
Yeah.
Do what?
You already agreed to it?
Yeah, I did. So dude John out of San Antonio, we painted his FTR January of last year. And then he kept asking me, he's like, hey, man, we do the Challenger. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then around October, November, he had brought it up again. And I told him, that if you can be in the price range that I charge for this, I'll do one. Just so I can say I have one paint job on that bike, right? And I'm not looking forward to it.
I love it.
At all. I'm not looking forward to the actual work, but I think that it'd be nice to see what I can do on that on that canvas, if you will. And then
a lot of fucking canvas.
It is. That's why I'm not looking forward to it. It's like a step, like from a Road Glide, it's a step closer towards a Goldwing as far as like panels.
Especially
to paint.
those side panels, man.
So like I said, I'm not looking forward to it, but he's a good dude, good customer, and he's Texas based. And like I said, at least. Like I said, I'm a hypocrite 100% because I said I'd never paint one, but
that's all. That makes it that much more fun. I think everyone changes,
Yeah, you got to do one.
Yeah, I feel like
what if you love it? What if you're not looking forward to it now, but you get into it and all of a sudden you enjoy the new lines, whatever the fuck. You see something that you haven't realized, like it took you getting your hands on one to do it, and then all of a sudden you're like, "This is."
I can't remember where. I was on the way back from Iowa at some point, and I was just daydreaming, just like you do when you're in your helmet and shit. And I was like, man, what if Indian gave me a Challenger, but there was not like a contract or anything signed. So here's your Challenger. You can do whatever you want with it. And I just videoed it like running it off a cliff, like in hopes that like Harley would give me a bike. But I'd probably just fuck myself because Harley.
Yeah, then you just got rid of the only person that's going to give
Harley
you a
bike.
bike.
Oh, we're only giving it to women this year. Sorry, guy. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's
change your gender.
Dude, there's a lot of that going on lately.
Bro.
I saw a dude at the gun show with tits.
Bro.
I saw a ma'am. I saw a ma'am at the gun show with
a ma'am.
Yeah, she was a ma'am. She had some perky
tatters?
little fucking potatoes on her, dude.
Did you question like how?
No, I walked by nervous.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say did you consider it?
Nervous and slightly hard.
Full TIG mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Yeah, and I got a Tommy. I'm painting Tommy's Road Glide, so
she knew her shit.
Speaking of friends, Todd won Trey's FXR.
Oh yeah, from fucking New York. Alma helmet.
Massachusetts. Yeah, I'm so stoked for that dude.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Rad.
I was actually there doing the camera for Trey. I saw him heat the chip up. I saw the extra wire come over from Todd. Then they heated the. No, I'm fucking around. It was legit. It was as legit as it could be. But I'm super stoked for the guy.
Yeah,
because that's pull his old blackjack or what do you call it? Fucking poker fucking tricks on his ass.
No, just because that if there's a guy who seems like he belongs in the FXR community, or at least a swim through the pond, it's that kid. As far as being, he's super young, 22, 23, 24. He's a hog already as far as riding and stuff he's done to his street bob and just.
Yeah, he rode to the Campout last year and got on stage and did some fucking wild shit.
Yeah, and this winter he's done a bunch of stuff to it. He swapped out the tank to get a little bit more gas mileage, and I'm just so happy for him to get that bike up there and to see him start fucking around and hopefully make some relationships in that community. And next thing you know, he's gonna be too cool for us. So we hit the East Coast Jam and doing the Triple Crown.
Oh yeah, he'll be
not gonna have time for us.
He'll be one of those FXR guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but big shout out to him. I'm really happy that I went to somebody. It's always cool when he goes to somebody
except for Jetty, right?
But it's also cool when it goes to somebody that I don't want to say deserves it, but just somebody that is gonna fucking love it.
I think everybody likes it when someone wins a raffle that's like a 1 or 2 entry kind of person, right?
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. like going out on a whim, just like, man, I had $100. There it is. Fuck, I want a bike.
Yeah.
It's like Cano winning the fucking raffle.
Yeah.
With a $20 ticket. Yeah.
Oh, $20 still in his garage.
Yep.
I thought he sold.
No,
he still got
He
it.
was trying to sell the Road King for a while.
Okay.
Because he wanted to get an ST, but he couldn't get a deal on. So,
Right,
I mean,
right.
I don't know if he ever reached out to Tommy, but it'd be nice.
He may have just changed
Sure he
his
could.
mind. He might have just changed his mind too.
True.
His Road King's so clean.
It is.
Kano's a truck guy now.
Yeah.
He bought an OBS fucking dually.
Did he?
Yeah, he bought that
'Cause
crew
he's had
cab dually with the extended bed, that like '90s version.
he has a C10 or had one. I don't know if he sold that.
He's got a Ford. He's got
Ford.
a Ford
Ford.
F100. Yeah, he still got that too. No, but he bought it like this long bed, long cab dually, OBS. It's pretty sick.
Boy, I don't know if he's still with his chick, but man, that's the 2 motorcycles, 2 project trucks, his own house. I feel like there's certain chicks that look at him and they're just like you know, like
I'm gonna put a stop to this.
yeah,
He's showing men another way.
yeah. I can end this.
Yeah. Got a dog he loves every day. Posting pictures of his dog on. It's like this dude's living a perfect life right now, man.
Yeah.
So happy. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's dope to see everybody winning bikes, especially Todd. Riding from Long Island alone for the most part. I think he linked up with some people on the way, right?
Yeah, I think on the way back he definitely rode with
22 years old, seriously?
Dude, he's young. Maybe he's a little older than
Maybe
that.
a little
but
older
he's
than
not
that.
much.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a young dude.
Well, but yeah, that's the kind of shit you want to see, man. Like, I guess it's hard. 20-year-olds are there's such a range, right? Because I was hanging out with my daughter this past weekend and her boyfriend. They're 20 years old. She's turning 21 in like 2 days, and her boyfriend's turning 21 like a day and a half later, right? Well, when you see that, and then you see like a Trey, right? Trey's what, 27 now, 25 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Young, right? And then Monty was 25 when he first started coming around. He's doing better than all of us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like you find these 20-year-old kids out there that just fucking got it together. I don't know, man. I applaud it. Like, I want to see more. I wish my kids can see that energy, because I don't think I had it together like that when I was 21 or 20 or any of that shit.
Yeah, Trey and Monty for sure. And those are 2 dudes that, are young but very dedicated to, to their careers and very, very successful in what they're doing.
Yeah.
One thing about the 20s that you don't, you always hear the old adage, when you have the time, you don't have the money. When you have the money, you don't have the time.
Yep.
So there's something about it. I didn't have my head out of my ass, but there's something about those early 20s where you can kind of get by without either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could, I don't know. It feels like that's the sweet spot where you can kind of still be a kid, if that makes sense.
The responsibilities aren't there as much.
Exactly.
As long as you don't have a kid or something,
Yeah, and you can live if you want to shower at car washes and stuff. You could do those trips for super cheap, because what's holding you back? You don't have the family. You know what I mean? But there's something. But to be able to see that, to be in your young 20s, and to be able to take that kind of risk, and because that's, I mean, it's not that it's like all willy nilly. You have to be disciplined, and you know what I mean. You have to have to be able to travel. Yeah. It does take a little bit of self control and that kind of stuff. But man, there's something that's what I would tell a kid. Like, if you're not sure about college or whatever, dude, try traveling for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Get a bike, get an FXR or something, or Sportster. You know what I mean? Go live that Joe Kid life for a little bit. You know?
Yeah, do it. Because guess what? All the bullshit's gonna be here when you get back. It's gonna be here when you're.
What
done.
do you think the most important thing? I wouldn't say the most. What would you put as to one of the most important things you think you would have done differently in your 20s that maybe would have set you up better in your 30s, besides the typical college or trade school? Like, just do you think like say like I didn't party in my 20s, but if I did party, would I be doing what I do now? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people like, oh, well, I partied hard when I was a kid, and now I'm like, I don't do that shit anymore, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mine would probably be military service. I could have probably, from like the the discipline and the structure and everything, that probably would have benefited me long term.
Yeah.
In addition to the actual financial benefits of it, as far as the VA thing when you're housing and all that stuff. There are some financial benefits down the road. Probably that, or like let's say I didn't do that. I did what I did while I was just working. More like a France, like more financially responsible, and with basically where the world is now, I wish I would have bought a house. Like when I was 25, and I thought, oh, there's no way I could afford it. Like you didn't. What sounded expensive
counterintuitive
then,
what you were just talking about, though.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, as far as what would have helped me, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I guess I found the traveling thing. That's awesome. I would love to have those memories as a 20-year-old. But to your question, like what could I have done differently that would have really set me up? I feel like just owning a house. Like if I would have bought property right around the mortgage boom, the first when everything bottomed out.
Yeah.
Either had property then or bought it right after.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's people like Ryan Coe's a good example. That dude is crazy financially smart. He's been out of debt. Like they live debt free. They don't have a car note. They don't have a house payment. He's been debt free for like 6 years or something like that. And he said there's no better feeling. And he does like remodel. Like he bought his house, I forget how long ago, but paid like $31,000 for something stupid. And it was a total rehab, but he's done it and it's appraising for like low threes, I think. So just that kind of thing where it sets you up financially later. Like buying property in your 20s, I think is just one of those things where it
doesn't seem feasible.
It doesn't seem feasible, but you talk about such a leg up. It's almost like the kids that their parents set up. Their parents get them a credit card.
Yeah.
They don't know about it when they're like 16. And the parents pay it, and all of a sudden the kid turns 23 or whatever, and he's got a 800 credit score because it's all been set up for him. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It doesn't seem feasible, but man, if you can do it, you're giving yourself such a leg up down the road.
Right.
Yeah. Kyle did it right. He's got a nice job.
Nice job, but no house.
That's because you go to the church too much.
Go to the goddamn bars too much.
You live in the bars, daddy.
I live in these streets.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's been nice just having a, career, I guess. That portion of it, but I don't know. Always could do better, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wish that I would have bought a house too, but I don't know how much. If I would have bought a house before I traveled, I would have kicked myself in the ass. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just seeing everything. I guess I could always sell. So if you buy it young, you're gonna, and you can afford it, you're gonna gain some equity at some point. So I guess on that aspect, it would make sense. But
and I answer that based on the exact factors of today and knowing what we know. There's no, you know what I mean? If the market wasn't what it was and it had gone, I probably wouldn't have answered that the way. But it just seems like right now with prices where they are and just like you look at the people that bought a house 10 years ago, just like, fuck, man, you were smart if you were, if you did it right and you have some equity, and now you're at the point where you can kind of dictate your terms on where you want to live, where you want to move, whatever the fuck. That's only because of the factors that are in place today is the way I answer that. Obviously, the travel thing would probably be number one.
Yeah. I don't know if I could be 20 again with just a little bit of the perspective I have right now, I definitely would have probably tried to like. Fuck, I don't know if I do too much different, honestly. I would have definitely tried to travel more when I was younger, but I think the one saving grace that I have in my life is just being able to have a trade, being good at something that I can always do for money that doesn't look like it's going to get taken away by AI anytime soon, Like airbrush, I'm not really talking. I'm talking about just being able to paint something, being mechanically inclined, being able to, take tools and use them properly and understand that. And even from like woodworking and doing shit like building all this studio, you know what I mean? Like I'm just glad that I'm capable. Yeah. Worst case scenario, paint industry goes away. I mean, I could frame houses. I could do that. You know what I mean? All that kind of shit. But now, like, getting in the video, getting in the photography is not a lot of money in that, but, it's still nice to have the skills. So, I don't fucking know. It's just gay.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point it gets into the regrets thing. It's a weird rabbit hole to go down, what you would do different. And
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there's like I don't really live life regretfully like that. You know, I think right now I don't know, like I'm excited, man. I don't know I'm excited for like our small world that we have, but man, every time I catch some news, man, I'm just kind of like,
yeah, the news wears you down. You know what I laugh at sometimes is what is that movie? The Kid in King Arthur's Court, where the kid goes back in time. He has his like Walkman, and it freaks everybody out. You guys know what I'm talking about? It was like a kid's movie.
It sounds familiar.
My kid's like a baseball player. It's the same kid, Rookie of the Year, and he ends up somehow goes back in time to like the like Game of Thrones days, like medieval times. And I want to say he brings his Walkman with him. They don't know, you know, they're, whoa, this is fucking deviltry. What the fuck is this? And it's the whole, and then that same trope's been used to, if you could go back in time, like the Biff Tanner from Back to the Future, if you could go back and like, or Hot Tub Time Machine and create, you know, Lugal, that kind of thing.
yeah, yeah.
I laugh sometimes because if I went back, I wouldn't know how to, like, oh, wait, I can create the internet? I don't know how to fucking create, you know what I mean? Like, I could, guys, it's going to be wild. How we get there? They sent the wrong motherfucker back. I can't get you there, but I'm telling you, your kids are going to love it.
I feel like you are totally the Lou version of us groups, like going back in time as far as like you deciding like, you know what, guys, I'm going to stay here.
I 1,000% would fuck up the timeline or whatever if we went back. I would definitely
betting on games.
Oh, yeah. Definitely be selfish and ruin the multiverse for everybody.
Jaden went back to the early 80s and late 70s where he didn't do shit. He just went and did a bunch of good cocaine when it was good.
Oh, motto. Yeah, no, that sometimes does make me sad thinking like, man, if I went back, like, I wouldn't tell them. Like,
Quaaludes are sick.
Yeah, that's all I do is save up those, hold on to them and sell them in the year 2000. Wait till Wolf of Wall Street.
Just be a shitty drug dealer. I got these old bogus ass drugs.
No, I'd wait till Wolf of Wall Street came out, knowing what I know now, and then cash in.
Yeah. Yeah. There's all those things, man. I don't know. I think, like I said, I don't feel like I'd change too much, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of at a loss for words for some of that.
Yeah, some of that's dumb. First of the year talk.
Yeah.
Wait till February gets here. Bills, everything's, you know what I mean?
Back to the same old shit.
Yeah, back to the grind.
Fuck this year.
Dude, if one of my overtime picks up, I'm going to be fucking MIA, dude. Like I used to be. I wouldn't say MIA, but I'm going to be fucking goddamn busy, that's for sure.
I know it's a played out meme, you know, this time of the year, like the first, but I did have one of those January 1st, and I was going, well, 2024 is my year for sure. I'm not going to fuck that up.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's always a fun feeling. I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic about this year. Like, I got a lot of the goals that I had set for myself last year. I kind of got them pretty much solved. My main goal this year, I'm on track, I think, to get it done. Other than that, man, like it's just we really need to start promoting the Campout. That's one thing that I have not. I feel like I've been slacking on that, like putting information out there. I think Sax has had a reel that he made for me for it, but he needs a logo, and I just been I'll get you one tomorrow. So I've been slacking on that shit, but
I'm going for the Polaris as well. Whoever's doing that, because I keep trying to go back to see what the date was, and then I was like, "Who the fuck has it? No one has it on their page."
I think it's the first weekend in February.
I know it is. No, it's February 11th
Okay.
and 12th. But I was like, to try and pass it along to other people. But I don't know if they hammered down details yet or not. But what is it? That Sam's Casino that we went to, or was it
Sam's Town?
Yeah.
Sam's Town.
At some point,
that's another one.
At some point, that's on people to write shit the fuck down, make a screenshot, like be an adult. You know what I mean?
But just put it on a fucking.
Well, as far as the Campout,
I would put it on a post. I just don't know. I don't know.
People were like, "Oh, when's the Campout? When's the Campout?" Correct me if I'm wrong. Did we not announce the Campout dates literally like within days of the last camp? It's been out the whole time.
Well,
but if you have something to go back to, because you all forget. You know what I mean? Just go put it on the fucking page.
It's in a post, right?
Well, I made a post already about it, but there's not like a flyer for it. Is that
right?
So
I think that's
kind
the
of
main thing is just making a quick flyer.
Yeah,
it don't have to be extravagant. Just
the
real for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
But like, just a post. Hey, here's a date. People can just go fucking look it up and be done with it.
Well, I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. At some point, don't be such a fucking lazy idiot. Do 5 fucking seconds of research. You know what I mean? Go look at some. Go. Oh my God. Do you have to scroll the fuck back a few things and
But is
actually
it on
look
there?
at something?
I could probably put the Campout dates on the homepage of my website. That might help people out. That
Or
way,
even
they just,
the bio, like
Just pin it.
like your.
yeah, that's right. The pin. I forgot
pin
about
it.
the pin
Just
aspect.
pin it. It's right there on the top. Boom.
But
Done.
yes, yeah, that's a. You know what grinds my gears is
Well,
sometimes
you
when
got-
information's
I get
there,
that,
you
I
just
get
have
that.
to look for it like a little bit.
For sure, but like if you do that, if it's your fucking camp out, it's got your name attached to it. It should be pinned at the top of your fucking page.
Okay, calm down.
All right, that's the easiest fucking
This guy
way.
telling you how to run your fucking business, man.
Oh man, Jacob.
Shoot him. I was watching. It reminds me of a video I saw. I think I posted it. Where it was Joey Diaz, Joe Rogan, and Brian Redband in the early days of the Rogan Experience podcast, and they're talking about tiny houses.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I cry laughed at that shit. He's like, I don't see why you couldn't live in that. Because you fucking make money.
Well, that's the thing is Rogan and Red Band are they're like real smart. Yeah, blah, blah.
Because you made it, bitch.
And if you're watching Joey, dude, he's just over there. He's holding it in, holding it. He goes,
Yeah,
because you're getting paid, bitches.
Yeah, 'cause you get paid.
Yeah. Some 400 square foot thing like a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, like the first fifth of the month. Like I'm gonna be over here cooking shit, I'm getting banged by a black guy in prison. Like, why would I fucking do that? Just have fucking space. He's like, I'm not rich. I got a fucking house, bitch. The way he said it, and at the end he's like, "Ooh, you can't let me go off like that, bro."
I wish he would tour. I wish he would come back to Dallas.
Dude, he don't need to, man. He's chilling like a villain right now, dude. Like, and that's how Joey's always been. He just comes out when he needs to, and then he just dials it back. He's still been putting out podcasts, so he's got his thing. I don't know. That shit's funny.
Yeah, well, that's good. I fucking miss listening to him on Rogan. Like, you know, you get one like every quarter. There'll be a good Joey Diaz podcast. Just fucking rolling, talk about shitting yourself and stuff like that. Just down the list.
I just like listening to this. People talk about. I like people telling stories about him. He's the best storyteller out there, bar none. I could listen to that on a loop for 20. Just Joey Diaz telling stories, but then when you hear these other comedians tell stories about Joey being at the store where he went up and did this bit, or he said this in the green room, or he was telling them about this, and dude, that is the best. Just the love that they all have for that guy.
Yeah,
and he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, we got the camp out. I feel like we'll probably end up doing the Camp Out 6 podcast probably at the beginning of March, and then I think Big Trouble's going to fly in sometime in March, probably after Daytona, and we're going to do a podcast about his bike show that's going to be at the Camp Out. So there'll be I think by the time March hits, it's just going to be, you're going to be fucking shut up about the Camp Out is basically what's going to end up happening. But man, I'm, you know, I really hope we fucking, you know.
So were you about to say?
I don't know.
We hope we exceed the numbers.
No, I don't really care about the numbers per se. I just, you know what really makes you feel like the Camp Out or any event you put on is good is when people leave and they're still talking about it, when there's reels coming out, when there's people like telling stories about the shit. And, you know, it's like, I love the fact that there's so many new people that come there and then we get to know them, like Joey and his brother and Todd from up there in New York, and just all the homies from all across the country. But I'm also like, I love it when I start seeing more of the brands starting to show up, you know, and they get it. Now Millhouse is, you know, a part of the Camp Out just as much as we are, right?
Yeah.
Scott, the same thing. You know, Scott's always a good time with Simpson and shit. So, see, I'd like to, you know, see more brands start to show up and let loose and be out there and, you know, and fuck, man, like, I think that I just want more people to come and experience it and gain what I think that they can gain from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, just friendships, groups, you know, the urge to want to do more in motorcycles, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you're just a guy that rides bikes and you show up to Camp Out and you get wrapped up in a hang 'em high conversation or something like that. And next thing you know, you want to go be a fabricator or MMI or, you know, you want to start your own fucking thing in your neck of the woods, like not a Camp Out, but like a bike night or some shit. Like I love that we created an event 5-6 years ago that has turned into like a melting pot of like people that leave it with, you know, energy and enthusiasm and ideas, you know what I'm saying? Like Craig, you know?
Yeah, it's seeing the people that leave and they carry the weight of, you know, if at some point it becomes a little bit of hyperbole. I don't want to overuse words, but you convert people. I think what you're talking about is when you get somebody
turn them out.
Yeah, you convert. All of a sudden now they're your little warrior. Go out in the world and fight for our cause, kind of thing. And it's just seeing people come in and have a good time, and you just want to tell people, if you've ever been to a rally, if you've been to a Sturgis or Daytona or whatever, and you were hanging around, and if any of that made your dick hard, like 1%, you're going to have such a fucking good time here. Because it's none of the amusement park, none of the Six Flags, Disney World bullshit that you're going to deal with it as far as some of the price gouging and the events. And seeing, I follow that guy. That's I know that guy. I have his risers or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you'll get to say, oh, hey, you know, everybody's cool at any show or whatever, but dude, it's just on another fucking level at the Campout. And you can come. We have people. It's, you know, sometimes it gets talked about. It's such a party event. It is. It's a fucking party event. Yeah. And if you're such a fucking pussy that you can't handle other people partying around you, then you know what? Honestly, I hate to say it. Maybe it's not your thing. Like, if you're that easily triggered, but there are plenty of people that don't drink, that don't party, that don't do anything, that come and they have a great time.
Yeah.
You're not going to be bullied in anything. You're not going to be pressured to do anything. If you want it, it's there. Have at it.
Yeah.
But you're never going to feel like you're put in a corner or anything like that.
And the riding's good, man.
The riding is awesome.
Yeah.
But again, you can never leave the campground and have like just as good as a time. You know what I mean? If you haul ass from the Pacific Northwest or the Northeast,
I'll let you boy, because I ain't going nowhere.
You're if you're
I'm chilling.
If you're burnt out when you get there, you just want to hang out for a couple days. Come on,
Yeah.
It's not like when people go to do the ride, you'll hear talks about the ride. It's not like when that happens, the campground empties. A bunch of people go on bikes for sure,
but
there's a bunch of people that stay and have fun and just do including
hung back and fished the river.
Yeah, I mean, Franz, he didn't go. I mean, he does that the mimosa bar, and he can go ride that anytime he wants. He chooses to hang back and talk to people and build those relationships and meet those people.
Yeah,
and I just can't convey it enough. On if you have fun at a rally, it's that backstage party to a rally.
Yeah,
do you want to party with Big Trouble? You've seen him at the show. Do you want? You know what I mean? You've seen Justin Kelly, you know, winning awards. You want to come talk to him with the shirt off and let him drop some fucking truth on you?
Yeah.
Like, are you ready to be spoken to? Dude, this is where you get all of those and more. And God forbid you're gonna make friends.
Yeah, just think about all the people that's like came out. They're not industry at all, but they just come out there and they make lasting impressions on everybody. The dude, fucking, what is it? He came right after his wedding last year, but he's also the one that chugged the syrup the year before.
Mosclide,
that's right.
I'm a dickhead. I'm forgetting his first name right now, but yeah.
Dude, he fucking got married and left the wedding straight to the fucking Campout. Like, I feel like he needs to make his own award for somebody.
Yeah, he rolled up with like a flag and his buddies made him or something.
Yeah.
It's like just married, going to the Fast Life Campout.
I feel like we need to contact him and get him to make his own award for someone that's doing wild shit like that.
That's the scene control. He goes at the scene control.
Yeah.
The Just Hitched award.
Yeah. Whatever dude you can tell has his scene under control. That's the award.
No, it's just like, you know, like even the first year when he came out, when he made a great impression that first year when he was out there chugging the fucking syrup, which was crazy, you know, to say the least. But all those type of situations is what just makes the shit so rad. And, you know, like, I feel like I have to always say this, is like, you know, the Campout, it takes place regardless of the weather. And if you think because it's raining when you leave your house, or you got to go through a storm to get there, or it's raining at the Campout, we will still be there. Rain is a part of it. And, you know, if you're going to ride bikes across the country or just be a biker in general, then you got to learn to live with the elements. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it. So, you know, I hope it doesn't rain. We have found that rain doesn't hinder the fun.
Fuck no.
You know what I'm saying?
Adds to it, if anything.
Yeah, it sounds cliche, but there's a lot of people.
It just gets a little Woodstocky and a little muddy out there.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking old Rob from fucking New York.
Yeah.
Rolled in fucking pouring fucking rain.
Yeah, and there's people,
at like 3 a.m.
And there's people that go through rain on the way there. You're not going to be the first one, and you're not going to be the last one.
Yeah.
And it's a It's a badge of honor if you want to take it like that. You could have a pity party for it, or you can go, fuck, dude, I'm actually doing it. I'm buying into this fucking culture. And you're going to get there and you're going to get your clothes dry. You're going to be greeted like a hero. Somebody's going to give you a beer if you want one. And it's the weekend starts.
Yeah.
And somebody else is going to tell you about their shit story. You thought your rain was bad? Oh, you got rained on for an hour? This dude went through 6 straight hours. A guy like Boz. Didn't he get fucking dumped on coming from Georgia last year, the year before? Like,
oh, Boz.
I think we all got dumped on coming in because this past year, it was probably the best, most perfect weather we've ever had, except for Thursday. It fucking dumped on all of us getting in there, and then about 1 p.m., the sun came out and never left. It was fucking perfectly. The temperature was perfect. It was like that, almost like what are those like sensory deprivation tanks where like it felt so good you didn't know where your skin ended and just atmosphere took. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did not want to get out of my fucking little chair, my little camper chair. And that's why like I hate myself because we barely got any content from this past year. It was just so fucking relaxing. You know what I mean?
It was really nice.
Well, some of it, I think it's like you said, we get tired. You think you get tired of seeing it? Oh, fuck, I know the Campout's coming out. Trust me, we get tired of posting it and talking about it too. So there's a level of once we get there, the work's not done, but I'm done. By the time I get there, I'm done with my phone. I've done all the hype up I want to do, and I see people capturing stuff, and now the proof's been in the pudding for enough years. You know, there's people like Wheelo, Craig. There's people that just get such great content that turn around such Sax
killed it with the reel last year.
Turn around such great reels where I'm like, this is in good hands. I could do one, but it's not going to be as good as these guys. Yeah. Evan's another one that always seems to capture a fucking mood and a vibe in his. And like I said, you just see people, and it makes me happy when I see people get.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
My phone stays in my pocket for the most part because I'm like, they're doing it. I don't need to do it because they're going to do it.
Yeah,
and not in a selfish way, but you get what I'm saying. And at that point, I'm trying to soak up the relationships. I'm trying to, I'm trying to have a beer with Todd and have a beer with this dude that just wrote in from Colorado that I've been talking to for 4 months on Instagram. And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to, hold on, let me get this real quick. And
let's just, like a disclaimer, probably if someone is doing tattoos, probably don't get them this year. I want to say,
get them, fuck it.
Did Ryan from RPM get a dick tattoo?
Yes, he did.
Donnie was telling me about it, that he got one of the really dumbass Dick Simpson helmet tattoos.
That one I drew in like 5 minutes.
You should have just did the tattoo yourself. You probably would have,
carried it out. Yeah. I should have had something ready. I drew that. I drew that at the Simpson booth in about 5 minutes. It makes it that much more better.
Yeah.
That much better, honestly, because it's just some random ass shit you get. I mean, that's how, I don't know. I don't mind that shit personally. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you went to fucking the Campout in the middle of the woods and expected to get some goddamn fucking Kat Von D tattoo.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I get like maybe some little small bangers, you know what I mean? Some little,
and you can make that shit look good.
You know.
Wheelo did this on me, and I feel like that's
great. Oh,
yeah.
Because that first year he did everybody's.
And it's just
where
a little quick
Steve Chalin got my logo on his ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Oh, should I put the camera on Jade? He's not even here.
Oh, but yeah, it's, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if anyone stepped up for that position, though. That was kind of like, even last year was kind of like a last minute, like, hey.
Well, the guy that was doing the tattoos is a good dude. He just, his personal life kind of spilled into the Campout.
Yeah.
And then you mix that with partying and it doesn't all work out.
I think it was just
well.
a lot of, like, way more overwhelming than you expected, too, with how many people were there, too, trying to get tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, dude. Someone
like
did.
Elm Street on the
someone did come up there, like
the 13th.
I know Wheelo did it that one year, and he just said it was like, I think he said the same thing. It was just too much.
He hammered on it. He hammered out a handful of them, but
I guess that's the
like, man, I'm starting to drink too much. I don't need to be doing this.
That's kind of the benefit of like not having vendors there. Is that like people? There's the only thing you can spend money on essentially is beer, food, and like T-shirts for the Campout. So it's like, you got someone there with like doing tattoos and stuff. It's like. Yeah,
okay, I got extra money.
I got an extra $100. Like, what you got? You know what I mean? And I do agree. Like a good little banger tattoo to commemorate an event, best.
Yeah,
100% the best. I always want to do it on our big trips. Like, dude, let's get like a tattoo somewhere. But we talk about it, just never comes to.
Well, maybe we should do it this year for the last
Yeah.
Last little rip.
We got to just get like 50.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, 48.
Well, yeah, fuck. That doesn't sound nowhere near as cool as 50.
We'll cross
50.
out 48 and then put 50 when we get the 50.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be – I'm excited. I'm always nervous. It's, you know, it's always one of those things where I like to equate it to like, it's like when you throw a house party and you invite the whole neighborhood and you're just, you know, it's 7 o'clock, the party started at 6, nobody showed up yet. You're like, and then like the first group of 10 show up, like, okay, cool. And then you're not paying attention anymore. And the next thing you know, it's fucking.
Well, that's the thing is like with that one, shit, there's 10 people there before you even get there, you know?
Exactly.
People
have been showing up like on Monday and staying the whole week at the campground. So
I mean, if
I
they got
talked
the
with,
time off, fuck it.
I talked with Rick Fairless when we were at Strokers on.
I was there with you.
So Campout pre-party is taking place at Strokers Dallas on the Wednesday before. So that'll be on the 26th. And yeah, I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah, write that shit down too.
26th, Strokers Dallas, Fast Life Campout 6 pre-party, bitches.
There it is.
It's happening.
Now we fucking know.
And then I guess we got Bite Down on Tuesday if you want to come and be an extra OG. You know what I mean? You want a little be extra.
Some people are. I know a few people that said they're probably gonna come down for it. I think even
I don't know if
don't quote me, but I think Donnie said he might do that, but I could be wrong.
That year, I think it was the rain year that Sit Down Steve and all them came.
Last year, maybe.
That was probably the most. That's why we decided to do a pre-party because the bike night was so fucking wild before Camp Out. Remember that when like Ben and Big Trouble and Jetty and fucking Jeremy at Lucky Strike, like all these dudes were in town. It was cold as shit, but wild fucking time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was. I don't know. That was a good time at Reno's too. Just everyone packing that tiny ass little bar.
Yep.
So,
well, breaking news, gentlemen. Looks like Hot Bike has just got an email that says they received enough support outside the campaign to bring the magazine back.
Oh, you just got that email? Huh? That's good. Hell yeah.
Did y'all just say that when I was speaking?
No. You've been off your phone for a week, but yeah, that email came like a while back.
Oh fuck! It just popped up on mine.
Oh, that's cool. No, yeah, it's good news. Yeah, Hot Bike.
Oh, cool.
I talked to Jordan. He said that he had enough support from
breaking news a week later. Sorry, I was like, oh, the email just came through.
Came out of your fucking your heroin bender. Just fucking.
So
what year is it?
He said that basically, and the email says the same thing. He said that basically they have enough support to at least get an issue or two off the ground. So they're just going to run with it, and you know, instead of trying to put this, because they weren't going to reach the $200,000, and you know, I think that I am a little disappointed that the scene didn't kind of come together enough to make that happen, but you know, can't be mad because someone doesn't want to spend their money on something, you know. But yeah, I'm excited about it, man. I want to do whatever I can to help that magazine, you know, be something and represent our community. And I know that Jordan's about that shit, so I'm excited for that a lot.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Like I said, breaking. Hey, you want your news first? Come to me.
There he is.
I'll get it within the first week of it being live. Yeah, no. It is new. It's pretty new.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't know about it.
There you go. Did you even pledge anything?
No.
You non-pledger.
I would have. I just didn't know it. Like I was kind of on the back burner on that one. Not on my own. I had my own fault. It wasn't to.
Well, I think that like most people.
Thanks for putting me on the spot, you fucking cocksucker. Hey,
why wouldn't you just
did
lie?
You donate to the fucking dead puppy fund? No.
Hey, watch this.
What a fucking asshole.
Watch this. Yeah, dude, I did. You didn't?
You're right. I'm an honest man.
Just lie.
Yeah.
I'm like fucking George Washington.
That's Abraham Lincoln, you dumb fuck.
Is it, well, there you go. That's why I'm not like. I meant I have wooden teeth. I forget. I was trying to remember. I knew it was Abraham Lincoln or George Washington. I just like shot my shot.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm about as useless as you can get.
A 50-50 chance there, bud.
Hey, I know when Fast Life Campout is, though. You fuck.
Oh, shit.
Hey, check this out. Yeah, I did.
Oh, it applies to all aspects of life.
I'll tell you what. I'll subscribe. Now that I know it's now that I know.
No, you know the simple technique of lying. You could, Jaden, were you drinking at lunch? No, absolutely not. I'm sorry, did you pay for those Doritos? Yeah, dude, I definitely did. I don't have my receipt, but I definitely did. Like, it goes on and on. Like, just tell me when you want me to stop. I can give you examples for days.
Oh,
Jaden, are you high right now?
Dude, no. Never.
what?
High? What does that even mean? Like on drugs? No.
He's a good liar, dude.
Yeah, I believe him.
He almost makes you feel like bad for even questioning
Yeah.
him. With that look that you give, that
Well, why would you even ask me that?
Do you enjoy our company, Jayden?
Of course. I love being here. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
yeah.
What do you mean? I love you guys.
Another fucking lie, dude. Another fucking lie.
It was kind of sad this year. I'll bring it back a little gay. It was sad. This is the first year of New Year's Eve not hanging out with my friends. I feel like the last 3 or 4 years. I know you'd been over the last couple of years. I feel like over at the house where we watched it on the roof.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there was a good 3-year run, maybe just 2. But the 1 year where Jordan Jones got the house for Jordan, where we went over there.
Yeah.
That little house party. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, this was, like I said, it was just the first time because I got like everybody on New Year's Eve. I'm like, oh fuck, that's amateur hour. I don't go out. And then all of a sudden, a couple of years in a row, we were doing friend stuff, and it was just the best, just the funnest. And then this year, I didn't mind. Again, I had a good time working with Tony and Gino. Those guys coming.
Yeah,
up there.
right.
It wasn't a bad shift. I didn't want to do. I would have sat at home and struggled to make it to 12 anyways. So I was actually happy to be out. And
well, it's like I got that group photo we all took at Medieval Times together.
Yeah,
right.
On my fucking fridge, and I see it every day. You know what I mean? And I just remember like, fuck, dude, when's the last time we got that together? Like that many of us together at once? And I mean, it was for your birthday and Jacob's and Trent's. And man,
something else happened too, but I don't remember.
She's holding her hand up like this.
yeah, the Yellow Knight one. That's it.
So dumb.
Fun night.
Damn it.
I almost got the Queen's phone number that night. Queen Cersei or whatever her name was.
Oh shit.
But yeah, that was, which again, you just said it was like a triple birthday party kind of thing.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's fun when you can do something not motorcycle related and get a group like that. And again, everybody had a good time, but we had half of a section filled.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
just going hard.
like 4 or 5 rows up.
Yeah.
And that was cool because the East Texas dudes came out. Like Angela was there, and
The only person that wasn't there was Cody, because I think he had to work or something.
Yeah.
And then Cano was actually there too, but he ended up not having tickets to get in, so he hung out with us at your house and pre-gamed, but didn't come into the place with us. Remember?
yeah, it was fun. Good night. We need to do something like that again for a birthday thing. Like I said, it's easy when there's 3 people. It's not so much like, ooh, let's make it about one person. When you go, there's 3 people, it's just, and February,
Gives you a reason to get the fuck
it's
out,
a time
you know?
for everybody to get together, fuck the bike, it's cold, just drive, make it easy on everybody, and bring the women's.
Yeah, the Wormans. Yeah, I don't know. Dude,
What?
I'm fucking tired.
Yeah. You want some help?
Fuck, I need it. Oh, fuck.
I'm trying to think. You see anything weird? I haven't sent you anything in like a week. I feel like I've seen all these videos. I haven't shared them anything.
Yeah, I know. That's what we've been basically talking to ourselves in our chats.
Yeah. You got to do that every now and then. You just kind of.
No, I figured that was the case. But when Jace goes, hey, have you heard from Jaden? I'm like, dude, I haven't. So let me actually. That's when I texted Amanda. I was like, hey, can you just confirm? I don't give a fuck. Like, stay MIA. That's fine. But is he at least alive? That's all I give a fuck about. Like, he might be dead. It's very possible this motherfucker.
You guys would know.
I would think, but
Yeah.
For a second there, I was like, well, I mean,
No, she showed me. I was like, don't answer that.
I know. That's the other thing. I was like, he's just not gonna fucking answer that either. He's just gonna go harder. That's how my main thing was.
I'm not answering the phone.
I was like, I'll get with them tomorrow. Don't worry about it. And then I don't know, a couple beers, and I guess the Shane thing. I was like, oh fuck it, you know what? I'll
I figured that was the case. Well, like when I called you, I texted you about the Shane Gillis
I wanted
show.
to be a dickhead. Just give me 2 tickets.
I would have done it.
I was like, I haven't answered him enough.
Yeah,
So I had to pretend to talk to you for a minute.
That's all I need. Hey, give me 2 tickets. Yeah, I'm down. Okay, cool. I'll move on about my fucking business. But when it's like cutting it down to the wire, like, hey, are we podcasting tomorrow or what? Like, Jaden's gonna tell us at like 3 o'clock today. Oh yeah, we're going, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
If you don't hear from me, then that's pretty much a good. You know what I mean?
You're the only one if we don't hear from for like more than 24 hours that we legitimately have to worry.
You don't have to worry. It's just one of those things. Like so everybody deals with shit in their own way, right? Like some people get online and let everybody know about it. Some people don't, and I'm just one of those. I don't. Whatever reason, if something happens, and let's just say my fucking vibe with the world is off, I'm not going to say, I was depressed or whatever. But let's just say whatever. I'm just feeling off. I don't know. There's times, I guess, where you dig down and you reach out to people, and there's times where you don't. You just don't want to. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not. It's just just kind of hold off.
Check out for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. Just
and that's fine.
It's like I said. It's never. I'm not alone in the woods or anything like that. I'm just kind of laying low, not
jerking off with a tie around your neck.
No, I learned my lesson on that.
Oh shit!
No, we've talked about that before.
Come the same.
How I'm so glad I'm not. Like, there's something like really weird. I mean, I saw the Louis C.K. thing, which I'm pretty sure it's the same thing that we saw right after he came back. Kyle and I went and saw him on like July 4th, I think.
Yeah.
At the Improv, and it was like he was doing his reclamation tours. The first thing, since all the beat off stuff.
That was literally the first show.
Oh, it was
back minus like a few small stuff up in New York.
And of course, no phone. You know, they took your phones up front, but I feel like one of the jokes that I saw the other day online was in that thing, and he talked about if you ever want to jerk off in front of somebody, don't. And if you're going to, ask them. And if they say it's okay, just don't. And one of the things he gets into is that everybody knows his thing now, right? Everybody has a thing. You have a thing. You have a thing. But be happy that nobody knows your thing, because everybody knows his thing now.
Yeah.
And just Louis C.K. dude, he's so funny. Just the way his delivery.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have a thing, but
oh, you definitely got a thing.
I don't know.
Nah, it's probably not the time. You ever been with a chick where she wanted you to do something that's kind of weird? Like, what the fuck?
No.
I have a very average sex life.
Me? No.
No, not at all. Never.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm not adventurous enough. I've done some stuff, but nothing that's like out of the ordinary that I could actually talk about on the podcast.
You've been forced to drink breast milk?
No, but I had a chick one time that like wanted to hold me like a baby. She's like, call her mom, like sucking on her teeth, and she's like, call me mommy. And I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, mommy.
No, I might have said it. I might have said it once or twice, but it was like I don't have a bunch of them, but that was one where I was like, okay, you got to get it done and get out of here.
Yeah.
You fucking sat there like a little baby boy.
Change my diaper.
Change it. Oh, and then she went a full fucking cosplay mode. Yeah.
No.
Shows up, rips off his jumpsuit. It's like a baby outfit.
Oh, dude, I got the fucking hat, big fucking pacifier in my mouth.
Fucking just diaper full of shit. Change me with your tongue.
I think I've talked about this before. I hooked up with a neighbor once at this apartment I lived at, and she had pet rats, like two, like, I don't know, a fucking rat. At one point, we're going at it, and I look up, and both the rats are like standing on the cage, just staring me down, and that was a pretty weird one. Like, knock it off. You know, it wasn't like a cat or a dog. You could like kind of kick it. Go on, fucking quit licking my foot. Go on.
Throw a towel over the cage.
Yeah, it was.
You kind of liked it though.
No, it was one of those. I was like ready to get out of there. I was already like
the hairless rats.
No, they had hair. They were fucking rats, dude.
Like straight up New York, right?
Hate
rats.
fucking rats.
Well, it
Like
was
Splinter.
like pet rats. Yeah, but that was a weird chick, to be honest with you.
She make you wear a tail?
We played hide the cheese.
How does this tail attach?
I have my little ears on, painted whiskers on me.
I can't fuck without a rat tail now.
I need a rat.
Stick this in my ass first.
Yeah. So, what would I do with this mouse trap? You need to clamp it to my balls. Fuck.
That's the only way I can come now.
I need to put a piece of cheddar on your headboard.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what was that? The Boys, where he has to drink the milk all the time. Homelander or whatever has that little deal with the milk or some shit. He starts milking cows and shit.
So I never made it. I watched all season 1, and I don't think I made it past like 1 or 2 episodes of season 2.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
I haven't watched it yet.
The Boys?
Oh, the Marvel movie?
No.
It's like a Prime show.
I know it's a show. It's on Prime. I thought it was Marvel related.
No, it's like it's kind of like superheroes.
It's like
If they-
superheroes, yeah. I
Yeah.
understood the concept. I just haven't watched it yet. I heard it's good though.
It's got like a Watchmen vibe to it, as far as
Yeah. It's kind of like superheroes, and they kind of fuck off like
Right.
they can, right? They can do all this
Like
shit.
Suicide
so,
Squad kind of thing.
but more edgy. Like they're doing drugs and orgies and fucking
what they want to do on Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
but
too pussy to do it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's Marvel shit. What do you expect?
it's not Marvel, dude.
No, I'm saying the Suicide Squad. Or that's DC, right?
DC, yeah,
Whatever. They're all fucking gay.
they're turning fucking gay. I'll tell you that much. Fucking like Marvel, dude. It's gone down the drain.
Oh, yeah.
It's so bad.
I don't know.
Fucking She-Hulk was like the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was in the toy aisle yesterday with my son. We went to Walmart to get some beer and some wood and shit. And he was like, "Hey, I got some money. I want to get these action figures for Sonic." He's still into that, right?
Yeah.
So we're on the aisle, and I'm looking at like all the superheroes, like Black Panther. I'm like, oh, I wonder if they have like, the Black Panther. Like apparently his sister is now the Black Panther, right? Because Chadwick passed. And so I'm like, well, I wonder if they got like a badass action figure of her. And I'm like, they don't. And I'm like, well, what is it going to look like when Marvel is like literally a whole side of the aisle for young boys' toys, right? And if all the superheroes become women.
Yeah, wheelchair Hulk.
You know what I'm saying? like instead of, now you got it's a female Iron Man now. It's a female this. It's a female Hawkeye.
Barbie, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's a girl's toy, right? But so if you turn all of the boys' heroes,
Is it though?
No, so I'm saying like I think it's a legitimate question, right?
Yeah.
You have like no boys going to Barbie going, man, I wish there was a manly version of this, But like if all of the the superhero toys are turning into essentially like women dolls, like what does that do for the boys, the young boys? You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Does that
think
make
you have
sense?
to worry about that.
We don't have to worry about
No,
it.
I'm just saying like
There's always going to be the Batman and the G.I. Joe and that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but that's not popular though. Like G.I. Joe hasn't been popular for a long fucking time.
Yeah,
so you have
because-
Legos, which is a recreation of other things. Like, so you have Lego Marvel, Lego DC, Lego Ninjago, like all these things, right?
Legos are crazy expensive now too, right?
they've
Well,
always
they
been
can
pretty
be.
expensive. They've always been pretty expensive
But
though.
what I'm saying is, like, with that being said, like, if all of these, Iron Man's not here anymore, Captain America's not here, like, all this shit's like, I don't know. I just feel like it could be a strange spot. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't cancel me.
I see what you're saying, but as far as that goes, kids now have so many other things where they're not just going down the toy aisle. I would say even
Yeah.
in fact that's probably
Should I go down to Toy looking for Hot Wheels?
Well, yeah, but as far as
every time I pass a bin of
What
Hot
if they
Wheels,
all turn into electric cars, Kyle?
they're all Priuses.
Yeah, they're all made of recycled plastics and metals.
And I just think
They melt when you sit them in the windowsill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got shit cars. I don't know. I don't know. There's, you're right. I don't really see people going to the toy aisle much. But I don't know. I say that.
Well, I also have kids, so I actually go with my kid to the toy aisle, and then there's other. You know what I mean?
Kyle's not allowed within 100 feet of the toy aisle, so he
I don't see anyone
he
in
has
it.
to avoid that whole back quadrant of Walmart.
Can't go to the fishing section. That's too close. I can't get goddamn ammo.
Hey, can you get ammo? This is the last tile. I can't pass this one.
I can't get past the camo gear. That's as close as I can. The wall of coolers. That's my boundary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. So,
Any more barn burners?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I fucked it up. I guess I should ask myself that question.
I think little boys will be okay. Like I said, again, not to go like full Corey Bear on you, but everybody sees the indoctrinate where they're trying to just make everybody a little more. Everybody's okay. I still hold hope that there's little assholes out there. There's little bullies. There's dudes that are still little kids that are still putting M80s in frogs' asses and ripping the heads off their sister's barb. Like, I think that kid will always exist.
yeah.
And they just have to, I don't know. So, yeah, take the new female Black, take the new female Black Panther and do with her what you would do to a Barbie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I wish I could have that last.
Were you gonna say take the new Black Captain America?
Well, I'm just saying like this.
Black.
You said it so racist.
I meant female. Take the new female Black Panther and just do whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Because on one hand, like if it does,
If it doesn't sell, they're not going to keep making it.
yeah. Because sometimes I am what's his name, Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. Just like I'm just old man. Like, get off my porch, right? But then when Black Panther came out,
That's not what he said.
and yeah, no,
Get off my lawn.
but when there's one of it was, honestly, like Riley's a good example. When all of a sudden when something happens, and just because it's not like what I'm used to or whatever, but all of a sudden if that gives somebody that maybe never had like a segment of the population, if that gives them some, like, and it's positive, I'm all for it. So basically what I'm saying is, like, when Black Panther came out, like, if all of us, I never thought about it all of a sudden there's all these, black kids, and I didn't think of it. They've never had a Superman. They never had a Batman. Like, it's always a white dude. So for them to get that, like, I'm happy for them. Like, that's awesome.
That first Black Panther movie was the shit.
Yeah, like, good for you. So I guess I want everybody to, you know what I mean? That's where it gets weird. Because, yeah, dude, I want everybody to feel inclusive and welcome. You don't ever want to, push anybody out. But at the same time, like, where does it stop? You know what I mean? Like, how far do we go to make sure everybody...
Yeah, but I feel
because you
like
can't do everybody. At some point, somebody's going to have to feel like I'm just not mainstream, and that's fine. The world needs plenty of non-mainstream people.
Well,
yes, yeah, it makes sense. But like, I think the whole like pushing those agendas weeds itself out, whether you admit it or not. Like, I know everything's kind of going woke right now, but like, how many people do you know that are just not having it?
Yeah,
and that's on both sides to the point where it's like, shut the fuck up about so-and-so. Like, I can only hear, like, but it's the same thing. Like, I can only hear so much goddamn QAnon shit, dude. Shut the fuck up about, like, not everyone's out to fucking get you, dude. Chill the fuck out and just live your goddamn life. It's the same on the opposite end. Not everyone's trying to turn you into a fucking transvestite fucking alligator, dude. Like, there's loud motherfuckers that are trying to do that, but there's people, like, it comes to a point where you're just like, hey, dude, shut the fuck up. Go fucking have a fucking milkshake, dude. Chill the fuck out. Like, that's everywhere, though. So it weeds itself out. As much as you want to, like, it'll trigger you when you hear those key words. You're like, God damn it, here it fucking goes again. You know what I mean? But, like,
I just pulled my face forced into Clint Eastwood on the porch.
Yeah, but that's the same thing on both sides. Like the fucking dumb bitch on the train in New York. Oh, I guess you guys are insurrectionists. Like, bitch, you don't know anything about me. I'm not gonna say anything about you because I don't know anything about you, but you live in this fucking bubble, and that's what triggers you. It just is what it is. I guarantee you, if there's a group of people of color that weren't very masculine, the opposite of the trend, you wouldn't say shit to them because you're a fucking dumb white bitch. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
do you think people are gonna go as hard like with the whole like presidential thing with Trump again? Like, you're gonna get all these like super fans.
Yeah, it'll always be there, and it'll always
what if,
be
like,
fucking blown the fuck up by mainstream media. And that's like that documentary I told you all about was the same way. It's just CNN's fucking bashing on Trump and Fox is bashing on Biden. And it's just like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. But people love a fucking train wreck, so they'll keep it glued to that fucking TV and just post it all over there. It bleeds into fucking Instagram and everything else. It's just, at a certain point, what are you going to do, Obviously, this shit's going to run the way it wants to run. So what are you going to do? Go vote, guys.
Do you feel like a lot of times it doesn't even, like, that's all kind of, like, there's the internet world, and there's kind of the world I live in. Like, I see things online.
Yeah.
Whether it's, like, clips of, like, a Karen or somebody getting into it at, like, a Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's just like, I never see that shit. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
But it exists. I've seen some shit.
I guess obviously, but I don't. Basically, I just.
And you go to Waffle House more.
The whole thing, like, the news makes everything feel like everything's happening all the time when it's really not. You take one isolated thing. Okay, Deep Ellum is a perfect like a microcosm of that, where I'll hear people and play, Deep Ellum's what they're shooting
so dangerous.
Like, there actually hasn't been anything like bad since like the summer, and then one thing popped off the other night, which luckily it didn't make the news really. But then people, the comments are just like, oh, dude, Deep Ellum's like Chicago. It's like, no, it's really not. Like,
Chicago's probably not like Chicago. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Don't ruin my Chicago.
But, I mean, everything's been the way it has to an extent. Like, there's dangerous parts of New York and all that shit, whatever. I don't know.
See, the overall message is watch less news.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What do you gain from it? Are you learning anything?
No. And nowadays, in the
it's
world
all
we live
fucking
in,
little quick hitty pieces.
Yeah, you've never been more connected to the things you want to follow. Like it's never been easier to tune out which I say that it's actually never been harder. It feels like to tune out the bullshit sometimes. But as far as whatever the fuck you're into, they have a Twitter page, they have an Instagram, they have a Facebook, you can go directly to the fucking source of what you care about, and theoretically you should be able to tune everything else out, right? It's not that easy. I wish it was, but theoretically you can. Sometimes it takes some effort to turn down the shit that I do that all the time. I'm like 2 hours on my phone and I'm pissed I'm reading, dude, that's where I default. I read comments. I get mad at comments and I look at somebody and I'm just about to talk shit and I go, what am I doing? I'll see a page on zero pose. I'm like, this is a bot count. I just got mad at some kid in Russia that fucking pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Stay off your phones, dude.
That's easier said than done. I'm glued to my shit.
Take a note out of my playbook this week, baby.
Oh, you lasted 3 days? What? Yeah, okay.
Tuesday to Friday night. Hey, I'm back.
Yeah.
What did I reply to? Like, you and Jones were saying a bunch of stuff. And Joey Diaz voice. What's up, cocksuckers? I'm back, cocksuckers.
Yeah. It's like, we expected that. But when I'm like asking questions like, hey, I like to proceed with this thing now. If you would politely respond back, and then you don't, I'm like, he's probably fucking dead then.
No, I didn't. You're talking about the Shane thing?
That and the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, do I need to plan something else or not?
No, I knew.
But I get that. Yeah, I knew you were in it. I knew it just is what it is.
I really was hoping you would respond to my whole idea of starting a bar.
That's what I'm saying. That little shit where I'm like, oh, surely he's going to say a little tidbit about that. I don't expect you to be fucking engaged like right that minute. But I'm like, really, dude? Like, it's day fucking 4 and we ain't got a fucking lick of fucking anything from him.
So
that's the way I was like, whenever I like, Jones and I are just fucking talking to each other like we're fucking bouncing off a fucking mirror. And then when Jace is like, hey, dude, you hear from Jaden? I was like, actually, come to think of it, I have not. And I went back and like looked at you. I was like, oh, maybe.
So when I saw like the preview of the message, when you said we've been doing it wrong, we should buy a bar. My first thought was, Jace is doing cocaine.
Hey, that's how
usually that's me. Hey guys, we should get a bar.
Yeah.
Do it the right way, just the way we would all want our favorite bar to be run. It's gonna be great. Come on. We'll do comedy in the back. We'll do podcasts over here. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. We'll do a paint booth in the back. Oh man, it's gonna be fun.
Motorcycle parking. Motorcycle parking.
It's like strokers, but for us.
Yeah.
Art scene.
We only pay Waylon Jennings. That's it.
We'll talk to XXX Land. We'll get a bunch of stickers. We'll sell merchandise. It's gonna be awesome. A bar, guys. That's where it's at. I'm telling you, a bar.
But I like the way he's thinking. I like the way he's thinking.
I mean, that's obviously that ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong.
When you first said, I was like, okay, my man's partying a little bit.
Yeah.
No, actually, I went to the Kung Fu Tap up in Des Moines, which is a Jeff Wright's bar from the Church of Choppers, and I was like, this. Imagine Strokers, but with like our style bikes and like
not all the tie-dye hippie shit.
Yeah,
I like the tie-dye hippie.
Well, I like that
very
stuff
much.
too. It's not so much that, but it's like, I mean, it's just like imagine like if, like if Wes had a bar. And he was into tattoos,
Say no
art,
more.
and fucking like bikes, like the kind of bikes that he would have on the wall, right? I was like, this place is fucking rad. Like, it's not a huge bar; it's a dive, but they sell fucking basic ass
White boy tacos.
like not like OG white boy tacos, right? Ortega. and I'm just chilling in here, and then the bartender lady that's been there, she said she's been working there for 20 years, right? And she was telling me, I was like, yeah, we just kind of like started talking because I was, Jeff Wright was sick. He couldn't do the podcast. So I just, I'm going to go have a beer at your bar, right? Had my first slits up there. And I'm just chilling in there, man. I'm like, this is so fucking rad. And then like you look out their window, you can see downtown Des Moines, which, it's like downtown Waco basically. And then she started telling me all these stories about how like they'd have these parties there, and like they'd all just crash right over there by the pool tables, and then outside they just camp right there and shit like that. I'm like, it's like us, but if we had a bar, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I don't know, like it's hard not to travel and go see all these people and not be inspired by what they've created. Yeah,
right.
Copy a little bit. Like I want to bring that energy to Dallas or bring it to our group of friends, but fuck, dude, it's fucking inspiring, man. You think of Iowa, you don't think of like art, motorcycles, and shit like that. I'm in fucking Iowa, getting my mind blown from how much they fuck with all that shit. Yeah. Cedar Rapids, fuck, dude, that place was so artsy. Bars and art everywhere. I was in love with it.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's why I wanted to start a bar.
Wasn't that one of the best things about traveling is finding the places that you wouldn't, the hidden gems. Everybody knows Santa Barbara. There's places that will always be awesome, but it's finding those, the Cody, Wyomings.
But so that's the thing about it.
We didn't go there.
Well, I did.
I know.
That's the thing about like all this stuff is that, you can just say, hey, look, we're going through this town, but it pays to know somebody. I was talking to somebody on the first stop on this trip, and they were talking about how like, we really like San Antonio and Austin, but, Dallas and Houston just wasn't our vibe. And I said, you know what? Our city, I think if you're just a random person that walks into Dallas and you want to get the Dallas experience, you can't. It's not there for you. You got to know somebody.
Yeah.
It's like when homeboys came down from Michigan and they come to the bike night, and then they go to the bar, and then Cody takes them on the fucking underground tour, right? Yeah. You gotta know somebody in Dallas to get the Dallas experience, right?
Yeah.
Austin, it's on the fucking wall. Everywhere you go, you can go to the White Horse, go here, go there. It's fucking right there, right? In Dallas,
that's true to an extent. There's little gems,
Yeah.
That but people are even looking for that.
So I said, well, Dallas is a place where you want to be with a local to get all the fucking spots. Where, when, what time? I mean, you can go to Deep Ellum one day, and then the next day it's a completely different place, right?
True.
So
same day, different times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Completely different vibe.
So that's the same thing when we travel and go places. Like like knowing where to go or having a connection is like so fucking vital to experiencing this place and what it has to offer. And even like the places that, like I said, Austin and San Antonio's got all the party streets they don't really change. They're the same all the time, right? It still helps to know somebody. Yeah. It helps to know somebody to take us to the spot. So, you know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, every city has you could get on Yelp or whatever the fuck, things to do in insert city. and they'll have a list of stuff to do, but without, like you said, a local, Jake and Lauren's friend, Jess, the Bikes and Baylage or whatever her name is. She came in that weekend, and we ended up doing, we hung out at that bar, but then doing that cruise over the bridge.
Yeah.
That's what, I mean, you could even be in Dallas on a bike and not, you know what I mean? Without somebody going, oh, dude, we need to go ride Zang, and we'll come back down the Commerce Bridge, and we'll come, you know, because but you kind of got to know it. You know what I mean? And when you do it, you talk about, oh, fuck, dude, this is awesome. I feel like I am hanging with the Dallas people, but you know what I mean? Seeing those views that you wouldn't get on just things to do while I'm in Dallas.
Yeah, you're going to get that. The only people that put Yelp reviews are goddamn Karens anyway, so do you really want to hang out where they're hanging out?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you got to play a little reverse psychology when you're reading a Yelp review to say like, well, that sounds like the kind of place I want to be, even though it got 1 star from that person. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it wasn't even just the people telling you the stuff that's not you know what I mean? Don't go to the review. This is the best hamburger you'll ever have. It's not on any list or whatever, you know, insert whatever you're looking for. Just there's always something there for locals. But that goes two ways. So if you're going to travel and you want to take advantage, you want to have people help you out when they come to your city, you've got to turn around and be a fucking ambassador when they come to yours. Yep. You got to put people up that are traveling through. You got to find the time, whether you're tired, hungover, whatever the fuck, the old lady's on your ass. This dude's in town for 1 or 2 nights. Make it a point. Step the fuck up. Make it a point to show him a good time. Make him want to come back.
Yeah.
Because that goes 2 ways. Because guess what? Sooner or later, you'll be in his part of the world. And if you do it right, he's going to roll out the red carpet for you too. And it's just, to me, that's one of the things in the last year that I've gotten, last couple of years, having people come through traveling, being able to put them up. And obviously, we've talked about it a bunch of times, the love we've gotten on our big trips and just stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to more things where maybe not necessarily a big trip, but going down San Antonio, go and do a hill country weekend. Yeah. Crashing with Cheek. You know what I mean? Staying in their shop or something. Just whatever. Just people that you know that's what it's all the fuck about. I'd rather sleep on the floor in a buddy's shop or on a couch or whatever and have that wake up and have breakfast and whatever than
he's going to jerk off in it.
Or have a hotel. You know what I mean? I guess that's where I'm at on the traveling thing. And trust me, I'm a hotel queen. I like to shower. I don't drink coffee. My coffee is taken. I need to shower every morning. That's kind of my thing.
He's gonna jerk off in your house.
No, absolutely not. No, I would never do that. Never. Masturbate in somebody else's house when I'm a guest.
Hear me out.
Unthinkable.
He's gonna jerk off in your house, but he's gonna clean up after himself.
Oh, you'll never know I was there. You'll never know I was there. Neither will the cops. But yeah, that's one of the things that I said. It just. Those mean more to me now. I'm getting to the point than anything. Those little relationships, having people like Kellen over and Steven and this guy John that came down from Detroit. That he didn't stay with me. He already had his thing set up.
But beat their meat in your house.
But I offered him when you come down for the campout. He's planning on coming down from Detroit for the campout. And I said, dude, I got a whole room.
Yeah, he won our helmet, so I got to paint a helmet for him for the thing. I'll never do it again. No, it's all good. But yeah, no, that's 100% it, and that's something that I adopted that mentality a long time ago, and I've tried to push it onto everybody. It's like and for the most part, our group of homies are the best at that. There was a point in time where I had the space to put someone up every time they came through town. There's sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You obviously have done that quite a bit. Trey has stepped up and done that like a motherfucker. Jacob in East Texas. Cody's like, Cody in East Texas is dead. If you're going through East Texas and you want to have a beer, say no more. Cody he's 100% down. Yeah. And so that's the thing. It's like, you might not always be able to put someone up, but like you said a while ago, go have a beer with them. It's not going to be convenient. And the most important memories and relationships are going to be built out of your life are probably not going to come out of convenience. It's not going to be the perfect time of day, the perfect time of the week, or you're probably not going to be filling up for it, but you're going to push through the fucking the tiredness or the whatever the case may be. You're going to go out and meet somebody, and eventually you're going to strike up a good conversation. Now you got a fucking friend for life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm 100% behind that. I wish, obviously I had put a couple fillers out there, but it was like last minute. So, you know what I mean? So I don't blame anybody, even though one of the homies hit me up and was just like, man, are you still in town? I wish I would have saw this earlier and I would have stayed and we would have done some stuff. But yeah, try to be an ambassador for your town, man. Like, you find out anybody's on a bike that you follow or they follow you and they're coming through town, man. What is it to show someone something that you find out to be cool in your town? Even if it's just at least point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, that place isn't good. Go check this place out. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. There's 1,000 things you can do as far as just that kind of thing, and ultimately it's just a little bit of effort. Mm-hmm. It's not anything that's going to break you. And again, it does. If you travel enough, you put yourself out there enough, it's going to come back to you. If it hadn't already, if you haven't already benefited from it, if you're one of those people that just benefits, you never put it out there, fuck you. That's unsustainable.
Yeah, you're just eating off the table, but you're never putting anything on. Yeah, 100%. Well, guys, we need to wrap it up. 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We found out that Jaden is typically lying. And
what? Me?
No, not at all. Never.
We found out that he likes to, he needs to search for the cheese to come.
No, not at all. That was a bad experience. Again, let's go back to that. We were talking about bad experiences. Funny, awkward.
The only way you can have a good experience is because of your bad experience.
I have to wear a diaper and have Mickey Mouse ears on.
And a rat tail.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, stoked that we could pull this together and do a Quaint Zone for 2023. I think that we've all got some ideas on how we want to kind of evolve this pod and, turn it into something, we got busy last year is what happened.
Right.
We hit the year strong, and then we, traveling and all that shit. It's hard to be consistent from like May till October.
Yeah.
Because we're all traveling, doing things, right? So yeah, Jaden's got a lot of great ideas, and I'm sure Kyle's got something in there as he stares off in the distance.
Always got ideas. Always thinking.
I'll split my great ideas.
You see me staring? I'm thinking.
Split my great ideas.
Everything that I said was my idea. Oh, Kyle and I totally came up with it together. He was an equal part of it.
But yeah, we're going to try to bring some stuff, man. We're going to try to turn this into its own separate thing. Obviously, that's what we want to do, but originally. But, I feel like this is the year.
I like the idea of bringing on a friend every now and then, like we did with Doc that one time, Trey.
Yeah. And
just kind of busting some balls and maybe bringing somebody on that maybe wouldn't be on the actual Fast Life podcast, but somebody that we spend time with, that I don't know. Like I said, I got 2 or 3 people in mind specifically that I would like to get on as soon as possible. But again, I love what we do, and the fact that the format is kind of, there's really not a format, or we're still working on it. And anybody that's here watching, thank you. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're having a great 2023 already. And
fuck yeah.
I thought he was totally about to make fun of me.
Nope. You're a sweetie.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys